trust in it. Ha! Why are you over here, Phoenix? When did you get in the box? Phoenix! Phoenix, we have no chips for you! You can go find munchies somewhere else, Phoenix! Something, Capcom. I need to fix that. Give me a sec. Is this... What is this? Okay. Okay, give me 1 second. I need to fix the freaking OBS capture thing. Because it's way too small. Gosh, dang it! Dang it! Dang it! Select the right freaking window, please! It's already a little different. Yeah. Hello? What is that? That's an interesting opening. Alright, everything seems fine. I'm just gonna have to relearn the controls. That's fine. It's amazing. Game selection in museum? Who are two... Who? I can only recognize one of those people. Who are the other two? Who are you? Who is that? Who are you? Who are these people? What is this? Guy, what is this? Spoilers. Who's that? Who's the guy with the baby? Who are you? Magic girl. What the? What is this? Is this? Who are you? Are you Apollo? Is that who you are? Are you the... Oh, you matched the thing. Okay. Okay, I'm starting the game. I'm trying to understand what's going on. Episode 1, Turnabout Trump. Artists. Oh, it's actually animated too. It's not just a picture show. Hmm? Pendulum. Hmm? Showdown time. Hmm? You lose. Who loses? Ah! A murder by bottle. Blood. And the hand. And cell phone. Hello? Is person dead? I seem to be in a bit of trouble. Something like that. Dead. Someone hit him. Hard. Me? Please. The cops should be here any minute. I'm in your hands. Should it come to that. Huh? Why is there now a portrait of the judge back there? What the heck? April 20th, 9:37 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Panicked. Palms sweaty. Can't admit it. I'm nervous. Ah, good morning. Good morning. Who are you? Good morning, sir. Who are you? You look tense. You look tense, Justice. Wound up tight. Wound up, sir? No! I'm loose! I'm fine! That screeching noise. Is that your voice? I suppose it's to be expected. Your first trial, and it's a homicide. I guess justice doesn't start small, eh? I'm fine. I got up at 5 a.m. to do my Chords of Steel voice workout. I'm fine! What? Ah, that explains it. Why are you pixelated? I did detect a certain rasping quality to your screech. I overdid it again. Are you also an attorney? As you know, your client today is a good friend of mine. Are they? I don't know who they are, Kristoff. What is this? Can I look at that? Oh, you didn't miss much. Because I forgot to freaking download the game, so... Q and E to switch tabs. You're Christoph Gavin, boss at Gavin Law Offices, a first-rate defense attorney and my trusted mentor. My first client, just standing in front of this guy makes me nervous. Who are you, Mr. Beanie Man? Beanie Man. The victim in this case. A traveler, only recently back in country. Okay, Shady Smith. I only know the age of my mentor. They are 32. How old am I? I have no clue. I was watching a spoiler preview. It was a spoiler preview? I didn't know it was a spoiler preview. Alright, that fixed it. I'm no longer lagging. As you know, your client today is a good friend of mine. Is it, Christoph? What is happening? I wouldn't want to let him down. You get my drift. Okay? Drift got him, sir. I'm all over that drift. As it happens, I dined with him the night of the murder. I can't let this case fall through. What do you mean? Yes. Yes. I'm fine, sir. One more thing. Don't say you're fine quite so much. People might take you the wrong way. I'll be preparing our case. You might want to introduce yourself to the client. My name is apollojustice. If it isn't clear already, I'm a new attorney. And today is my first trial. Not that I'm worried or anything. The defendant has been accused of murder. My boss wants to help him out, of course. And so do I. I mean, there's no way he did it. Not him. No way. Who are we talking about? Beanie Man? Hi, Beanie Man. Why do you look familiar? Why? Whoa. Good, morning, Mr. Trucksuit Beanie Man. Morning. It's all up to you today. First trial. Nervous. Meeting him? Cardiac arrest. Who is he? Who are you? I think I'm supposed to say something. Help? So you're... Fine. I'm fine. Mr. Fine, is it? I did remember you having an odd name. Well, we're off to a great start. What voice? Mr. Fine. Are you sure you're okay? I mean, with me. Mr. Gavin is a top-notch defense attorney. He's your friend. So why? You'll see. You can do it. Be confident. I'm really sorry this happened to you. I mean, what? It's time. Shall we? Yes, sir. Okay. I need to focus. First trial. Here comes justice. Here I come! April 20th, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 2. It's the same judge! Why do you never change? This is a different game altogether, and you're the same friggin' judge. Court is now in session. Paid!
Prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
The defense is, fine. I mean, ready, Your Honor. Mind going blank. Don't panic. Too late.
Your name was Mr. Justice, and this is your first trial.
Yes, Your Honor. But I'm fine. Really.
Are you quite sure? Your voice sounds a bit strained. Mr. Gavin.
Yes, Your Honor.
I was under the impression that you would be heading up this case.
That was my intention, yes.
However, a defense attorney must always cede to his client's wishes. My client specifically requested Mr. Justice.
Then how does he not know my name?
Well, of course he wants justice, but to entrust his case to this greenhorn. Why?
Because my name is Justice, apparently.
I do not exaggerate when I say that you're the best defense attorney in town, Mr. Gavin.
Okay, so Gavin's got trial experience, fine. But does he have cords of steel? What is cords of steel? What are you talking about?
Then let's begin. The defendant may enter the courtroom.
Who are you, hoodie man?
This is truly an unfortunate turn of events. I'm sorry you had to meet again under these circumstances.
Do you know Hoodie Man? Freaking beanie head? Who is he? Why does he look familiar? Should I know who they are? What? You're That's why I'm not playing you!
Long time no see, Mr. Wright. Let's put the past behind us, shall we? These days, I'm merely Phoenix Wright, piano player.
What? When have you ever played the piano? How old are you? Is my court record updated now? Can I see what's going on with you? You're 33. What? Were you just in your 20s not that long ago? I don't understand. Were you in your 20s like literally the last game? What the frick? What the heck? Apparently whenever I open my court record, my freaking thing doesn't want to work. Hi, Violet. Well, when did you ever play the piano? I've never seen you play a piano.
Mr. Wright, how could this have happened? I won't speak of it further then. The prosecution would be so kind as to explain the charges. Mr. Payne?
To think, I saw you enter this court a fresh attorney, and now I'll see you leave in chains.
You need a haircut. That is not doing anything for you.
Winston Payne. Subtle as ever, I see.
Ahem. The crime occurred at Borscht Bowl Club, a Russian restaurant. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, took the victim, a customer. And he hit him, wham, on the head, smack, killed them cold.
We don't need the onomatopoeia, bro.
A customer at the restaurant, you say? And the defendant, you say he was?
The pianist for the club, it seems.
Phoenix Wright. A pianist.
I almost mispronounced it so bad. Who are you talking about, his thing? Which person are you talking about?
This is the weapon that took the victim's life. A bottle of grape juice.
I don't think that's grape juice.
Grape juice is apparently our defendant's drink of choice.
That's wine.
The court accepts the deadly bottle as evidence.
Your beard's deadly. Grape juice bottle used as the murder weapon bears the defendant, Mr. Wright's prints.
Something to note, Justice. All evidence is filed in the court record.
Oh, I already know. I've already been in there. Wait, except for this. Time of death was around 2 a.m., April 17th. Death caused by a single blow to the forehead. The bottle on the table is open though. Wait, so it's just grape juice no matter where you look at it? Huh? Huh? What is this? What is this? It's making my thing work again. What is this? I'm doing the thing again that I did with Emma. Emma, are you coming back? Is Emma coming back? Considering I can do this now? It's empty. Grape juice. How long has it been since I drank grape juice? Literally today! Apparently, it's Mr. Wright's favorite drink. I wonder how well it goes with borscht. What is this? Peak logic. But being able to turn it. The bottle is completely empty. Okay. Anything else to note of the bottle? Because I don't see where the fingerprints could be. I don't know where either of them are. All I know is that it's several years in the future considering Phoenix is in his 30s and is apparently no longer a defense attorney. How long do I yearn for one of these? Just putting it on makes me feel ready. Boston Gavin Lofts is a first-rate defense attorney and my trusted mentor. The prosecuting attorney, for all his experience, he lacks a certain presence. Oh, this is 7 years in the future? Okay. All evidence is filed in the court record. Make a practice of checking it frequently. The court record. Right. I've heard of that. Use E to look at the evidence so far. I'm confident in your ability to handle this. Right. Just use E. Sounds like it's time for some hands-on action. So, the victim was a customer at this restaurant. But just who was this, Shady Smith fellow?
We believe he was a traveler, Your Honor.
A traveler?
According to his passport, he had been out of the country for a number of years. He had only returned to this country recently, though his place of residence is unclear.
And he had some sort of connection with the defendant.
That, too, is unclear at present, Your Honor.
What?
We believe they first met at Borscht Bull Club on the night of the crime.
If they had only just met, then why murder? Perhaps the victim slighted the defendant's piano playing?
That doesn't appear to have been the case. No, the motive had nothing to do with the defendant's lack of playing skills. Huh? At least, not piano playing. I'll let this photo explain what I mean. As we can see, a game of poker was in progress at the scene of the crime.
Wait a second. Isn't poker gambling? That's a crime in of itself.
Indeed, it appears our defendant has fallen to become the basest sort of criminal.
It is true the defendant was engaged in a game of poker with the victim. Yet, it was only that, a game in the pure sense. A competition, Your Honor.
Competition?
Yes, a test of wits, a silent clash of passions. Only the cards that back survived in blue flame know its final outcome. Come again?
The cards on the table had blue backs, Your Honor. I believe the defense was waxing poetic in an attempt to mystify those present and impress women. Just like I do with my marvelous hair.
Do better job with the comb over, man. That one little topic different.
That will be our first order of business here, then. To find out more about this fatal game of cards. Very well, defendant. You will testify to the court about the poker competition held the night of the crime.
My pleasure. This is it. My first trial. Here goes nothing. Witness testimony. I can't just talk normally with him since he... What do you mean there's new characters I'll fall for? Is it the characters I saw in the Steam profile thing? What the... I don't like that. Why am I interested in him? I don't even know who it is. The competition. I'm not using, like, my normal voice of Phoenix. Oh, yay! She's not... Yay! She's no longer gonna be following me! Wait, do I get Emma back? Is that Emma? Do I get Emma? Do I get Emma back? Or do I get a different sidekick that's gonna be even more annoying than Maya? Please let it be someone like Emma, where they're actually useful!
I'm a pianist by trade, yet I can hardly play at all. My real job is to take on interested customers over at the poker table.
I guess I'll experience it myself.
The room where we play and the competition in there are the club's main attractions. The rules are simple. We play a game of poker using 2 decks of cards. That's all it is. A game. And our customers are happy. A pianist who can't play piano.
Better than a defense attorney who can't defend.
He's beat you every time!
Very well. The defense may begin the cross-examination.
Right, Your Honor. My first cross-examination. Don't blow it.
Are you alright? You're sweating bullets.
Bullets? Where?
To figure of speech, Justice. Your voice sounds strained and raspy too.
My brain feels strained and raspy, sir.
You've watched me perform cross-examinations many times. Though you've never done one yourself, have you? Care for a refresher?
What to do? Should I ask Mr. Gavin for a refresher course on cross-examination?
No, thank you.
I don't know the buttons. It has on the bottom. No thanks. No need for help here, sir. I think I've got this one covered.
I think you'd better do more than think. You know it, or you do not.
I'm fine. The cords of steel are ready for battle. What cords of steel are we talking about? Your voice? My weapons. Press and present.
Find any inconsistencies and lies in the testimony, and reveal them to the court. That is the cross-examination. Learn it, know it, do it. Inconsistencies. Lies.
Phoenix Wright. As if. Phoenix Wright would never lie. It's up to me to prove it.
The defense may begin the cross-examination.
The competition. Why is that? You can hardly play?
Oh, I play sometimes, when customers demand it. So I play them one song. It's usually all they want.
Was that supposed to be a post just now?
The title of pianist is a mask. Respectable face I wear for the world at large.
Then why are you really at the Borscht Bowl Club?
My real job is to take on interested customers over at poker tables.
They pay you just to play poker?
That would seem to be the case. I am a professional after all.
I've never seen you play poker.
Bah! Do I detect pride in that statement?
What happened over 7 years? I guess I'll find out.
It's just hard for an honest, hard-working member of society like me to imagine.
You look like you buy drugs off the street corner and sell them to children.
Yes. Your imagination was always a bit limited, Winston.
What?
I played poker for 7 years in that little room.
So it was an incident 7 years ago that caused all this. Okay.
And I've never lost once.
What?
You see why the customers come now? Defeat the undefeated poker champion. It's quite a draw. That is, I'm quite a draw.
Wait, you've never lost once? Not even one time?
As I said, I'm professional. He's played poker for 7 years and not lost once.
Is that even possible?
The room where we play and the competition in there are the club's main attractions.
The room in the crime scene photo is an attraction?
It has quite a history, actually. The Borscht Bowl Club used to be a gathering spot for black market types back in the day.
Black market?
All in the past. Things like the black market are only on the silver screen nowadays. Suffice it to say that there was a lot of deals being made under the table. Right there in that room. A smoky room, gambling hoods. You know, just looking at this picture makes me feel bad. The bosses gather around the table, cutting deals, safe from the eyes of the law. Meanwhile, the coon keeps watch through the small window. I can perfectly picture it now. The window does look like it would be good for keeping a lookout, but little else. The room had a few other tricks to it, though it was common knowledge to our regulars. At any rate, they come to play poker in a room steeped in history. Despite the dark past, it was all just good, clean fun. The rules are simple. We play a game of poker using 2 decks of cards.
Why 2? 2 decks of cards?
A simple measure to prevent cheating. If you alternate 2 decks, no one can slip in cards. And there's something else I noticed. In addition to the cards on the table, there were some lines scattered on the floor. Precisely. Cards on the table, the cards upon the floor, each one forming a complete deck. Crime scene painted blue by a sad sweep of cards. It's poetic, really. Incidentally, we used 2 types of cards at the club. One deck of cards was red, the other blue. So recall, in poker, you make 5-card hands. I can see how it would be easy to cheat. Yes, a game of hands.
Huh? What do you mean by a game of hands?
Huh? This competition you're talking about. I believe the court understands the nature of the game sufficiently.
That's right. It was a simple game after all.
Are you sure?
Uh-huh.
People are not murdered over simple games, Mr. Justice. Defendant, you were in the room the very moment the crime occurred, yet you claim no connection to the crime? Now that's strange. What's strange? I was testifying about the competition that night. Ask me about the crime at this point is against the rules, Your Honor. Of course, I expected to hear the cry of objection from the defense.
I completely let that one slip by.
Don't despair yet, Justice.
Sir?
Right. There's something I'd like made clear. Namely, your connection to the case at hand. And I'd like to hear it from you. Sure. Why not?
What happened to I'm trying to figure out in my head what happened to Phoenix, and I feel like maybe it's the fact that nobody's paid him. Feel like that's it.
Very well. The defendant will amend his testimony.
Oh, how's your little brother doing? How is this cold?
Just one little press. I've got myself a whole new testimony. Unpleasant silence regarding the murder. I will say I never touched the murder weapon.
Silence.
The defendant has the right to refuse to testify. I haven't forgotten everything about law.
But why? It clearly puts you at a disadvantage.
It's your job to turn that around in your favor, yes? Great. Like I didn't have enough to do already. Justice, did you detect anything odd about that testimony?
Yeah. Said he never touched the murder weapon. Huh? Wait. Something it said did ring a little strangely. Just one thing. Now what was it? Now he never touched it, but his fingerprints are on the bottle!
When you figure it out, I'd suggest presenting evidence. Evidence contradicts the testimony.
You're way too lax right now.
Contradiction in Mr. Wright's testimony.
But why?
Better check the court record. Can't imagine Mr. Wright lying in a testimony. It's a little early to be jumping to conclusions. This is your first cross-examination. Take it slow. If you need more information, don't forget to press.
Right. I got it. I'm fine.
Time to listen to that testimony again.
I know what it is. I know what it is. Oh, interesting. They actually show you where you are in the testimony this time. It's behind my head. My ears are covering it, but... You never touched the murder weapon, eh? Never touched the murder weapon, eh? But don't look at it again! Don't look at it again! Present it! R.
Opening objection for having presented evidence during your first cross-examination.
Eh? I got an achievement that easily? What was that?
So you say you didn't touch the murder weapon, this grape juice bottle, right? So I said. Something the matter, Mr. Justice?
Look at my lovely flowing locks. Too bad our new defense attorney never learned how to play dumb.
Why did you flip your hair like that?
What's this, Mr. Payne?
I examined the bottle in question, you see. It was covered with the defendant's fingerprints.
Objection!
No need to shout, Mr. Justice. I can hear you just fine. Excess yelling can damage the judge's ears. And our case.
But what about my cords of steel? What is up with the cords of steel? What even is that? Anyway. Anyway. What's so strange about fingerprints on a bottle in a restaurant?
Well, that's true. The prints alone don't prove...
Oh, they wouldn't prove a thing if they were normal fingerprints.
What? Huh?
But the fingerprints on the murder weapon were upside down.
Upside down? What does that mean?
It means he was holding the bottle inverted. And there can be only one reason for that. Yes. To brain someone with the bottle.
Ah! Mr. Gavin, I think things just took a turn for the worst.
Oh? I see no problem, Justice.
Huh?
The only thing that matters is the truth. There's a good reason for everything. You'll see. Defendant, can you explain your fingerprints on this bottle to the court? I stand by my plea of silence regarding the murder. For now. Not very cooperative, are you? This could hurt your case.
I'm sure he's uncooperative because he's hiding something. There must be some reason.
Your Honor, you seem to have forgotten something. What might that be, Mr. Gavin? On the night of the crime, who was it who reported the murder to the police? Reported?
Well, that was the defendant, Mr. Wright. But still, that...
Really?
Yes, well, according to the case file, the murder was reported from near the scene by a call from the defendant's cell phone.
Near the scene?
Let's take a look at the diagram of the murder scene, shall we? The victim was murdered in a small room in a basement, 2 floors down from ground level. Of course, cell phones can't get reception so far down. The defendant used the stairs in the hallway to go above ground. call came from the first floor of the restaurant.
I see. And this is the phone that made the call.
Notified police from the restaurant's first floor.
The defendant could have just fled the scene of the crime if he so chose. Yet he fulfilled his duty as a citizen and reported it to the authorities. You claim he is being uncooperative.
Nice save, Mr. Gavin. I better not waste this.
I think the prosecution has toyed with their client enough for the time being.
Toyd, I assure you, no one is more serious about...
What was it you said? The defendant was in the room the very moment the crime occurred. How can you possibly know this? That's a good question. How indeed? The answer is simple, Your Honor. The prosecution has a decisive witness.
You're as good as they say you are.
So someone else was in the room the night of the crime. That must mean they witnessed the crime. Or committed it.
Everything till now has been a warm-up, Justice. Are you ready? Very well. The prosecution may call the first witness to the stand.
Yeah, I know it's Phoenix, right? Who are you? What?
The witness will state her name and profession.
Hold on just a moment. Where's the witness?
I surmise that she has been frightened by the defense's demonic-looking horns.
What? So I used a little hair gel. Relax, people. It's better than growing it out and looking like a shady drug dealer.
Have no fear. If any horns point in your direction, this court will cut them off.
You are sure?
I swear it on my gavel. Please, come out.
Isn't violence against hair a crime, Your Honor?
Well, we are sure it is. Okay.
Hi. You have a camera.
Now the prosecution... wait a minute. Would the prosecution care to explain the witness's... paraphernalia?
Yes. She's a professional, Your Honor. Those are merely the tools of her trade.
That would be...
My name is Olga Orla. I'm employed as waitress in Borscht Bowl Club restaurant.
Then, why the camera?
Of course, it was my pride to serve borscht. That is naming restaurant. But I also perform, how is it said, other service?
Other service? I take it one of these other services is taking the customer's picture?
Really?
Hi.
Da. Like, for example, this one.
That's the defendant.
Indeed. On the night of the murder.
Man in white hat. Is one who had gone kaput. Indeed. This is the victim.
I apologize if I'm not doing a Russian accent right. I can't do it right. Cross your head like blueberry. I'm gonna try my best, but I very much doubt I can do it.
Order. Order! This is quite a piece of evidence to casually drop into our laps. It is same way as I drop cold bowls of borscht on laps of customers. Casually. The court will casually accept this new evidence.
Now, witness. Where were you at the time of the murder?
I was in the room. The hideout, we call it.
Excuse me? The hideout?
It is a room where a famous gangster, bad guy, was arrested. Is a room where murder took place.
What?
You look of utter surprise. It is lovely. Look like monkey. I will post my courtroom door later for you. Photos will be numbered, and you will write which ones you want a copy of.
So there were 3 people in the room at the time of the crime. The victim, Shady Smith, Mr. Wright, and Olga Orlai, our witness. And if Mr. Wright isn't the killer, that means...
Very well, witness. You will testify to the court about the night's events. Witness testimony. That night, customer asked me to deal cards for game. It was cold. Both players played with hats on, da? The victim, he plays whole time with his hand on locket on his neck. Then last hand is done. But something terrible has happened. That man with victim and has strangled him to death. What? He didn't strangle? What are you talking about? Incidentally, who won the game?
Isn't it obvious? The winner was the victim, Mr. Smith.
We sure about that? We sure about that? Can I look closer? Can't. They both have aces. And look at this. Wait a second. Did not mean to do that. Where did his necklace go? Wait! Phoenix! Phoenix! Did you steal this man's necklace? What the heck?
Isn't it obvious? The winner was the victim, Mr. Smith.
That's ridiculous. Because Mr. Wright can't lose. Hello. Ahem. Justice. Maybe you can come up with a more legitimate objection. But he hadn't lost in 7 years.
Take it from me, kid. It happens. I didn't lose a case my first 7 years I was prosecutor either.
Are you sure? I highly doubt it.
Incidentally, I have some evidence here.
What is the evidence?
These are the poker chips as they lay the very moment of the crime. The hand and chips on this side belong to the defendant, Mr. Wright. Those on the far side belong to the victim, Mr. Smith.
Are there supposed to be 2 decks mixed into it? Why is there only 1? Chips, you say?
I mean, yes. Imagine that poker is war. Your hand is your army, and the chips are the spoils.
I know that. After all, in my youth, I was known as the poker head of courtroom number 3. But, hi, Briz CG. I think he means poker face. Looking at this picture, it does seem the most of the chips are on the victim's side of the table. Chips add to the court record. Hello. Very well. The defense may cross-examine the witness. How do we know the chips didn't fall off the table during the struggle? The eyes of pain just slowly coming in on screen. A fateful night. That night, a customer asked me to deal cards for game. You were dealing cards. Do you do this often? Da, I am doing this. If customer wishes that I serve anything, borscht, cards, more borscht, it is my work. It is good to hear of a place that hasn't forgotten the meaning of service. Welcome you to Borscht Bowl Club, where borscht is as warm as the waitress. Thank you for not handing out flyers during the cross-examination. Why are you doing that? It was cold. Both players played with hats on, da? It's already April. How could it be cold? At the Borscht Bowl Club, we have pride on authentic, rustic Russian restaurant theme. Outside is city in spring, but inside is always as cold as Mother Russia. No way am I going there. I would. I like the cold. When it comes to hot borscht, cold is best seasoning, da?
The victim, he played his whole time with his hand on locket on him, at his neck. His locket? I believe it was good luck charm. Good luck charm, da? He gripped it many times as he played that night.
Yes, he must have felt as though it might carry him to the moon and the stars. Though, if it were small enough to fit around his neck, it wouldn't have much lift.
The defense would like a clarification. This is a locket we're talking about. I mean, a pendant with a picture in it, right? Not a rocket.
Of course, I knew that.
You didn't?
It was probably a pendant shaped like a rocket. And that's why she called it that.
No, a locket's a locket. Doesn't matter what shape.
It's considered bad form to poke fun at the hard of hearing in our society.
Hard of hearing or hard of understanding?
So what happened next?
Then last hand is done. But something terrible has happened now. Something terrible?
The defense will refrain from needless shouting.
Sorry. Need to seriously reconsider this vocal training thing.
Now, Miss Orley, can you tell us what happened?
Oh, it was so frightening. I was so frightened. I trembled with fear. That man flew with the victim and strangled him to death. I know this is the contradiction, but I still want the thing.
Huh?
But the defendant who would never do such a thing. That is not a good defense.
Well, now, I can't say I've ever heard the defense try this tactic.
If possible, please refrain from embarrassing me. Smile as you say that. It looks like you're planning on killing me.
Still, why would anyone do something like this over a game of poker?
Perhaps it is because the defendant has lost game.
Yes, a crushing defeat for a man defeated. So it always is with men like him. Winners make sore losers. Or how the mighty fall.
Says you.
Go ahead. I believe you know what it is you need to do.
Right, sir. Leave it to me. There were only 3 people in the room at the time of the murder. The victim, Shady Smith, Mr. Wright, and if Mr. Wright isn't the killer, I've got you now, Orly. Blah, 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 blah. Contradiction. I can't use tab because it's not a thing in this game for some reason.
Oh, really? Strangled, you say? That's odd.
Normal customers only choke on borscht. No, I mean this report shows that the victim died of a blow to the head. Miss Orley, really now, did you witness the crime? I can't watch. Was that lobster?
Looking at the picture, it doesn't seem like he was hit. He's still wearing his hat and everything.
Yet, it is fact that he was hit, Your Honor. Here's a photo you took of the victim with his hat off during the investigation.
Well, that's quite shocking, isn't it? This head certainly was hit. And it's bald, too, just like mine.
But I have seen it happen. The defendant lunged at victim, his neck.
Oh, really, Miss Orley? I think I've caught you in your own lie this time. Justice.
Oh, I already know what's gonna come out with the fact that he stole the locket!
I admire your enthusiasm, but perhaps you should think this through one more time.
What do you mean? I found a contradiction.
There's one thing in her testimony that troubles me. Very well. It seems we should continue in the cross-examination. There's such a thing as thinking too much. This horse is dead. Let's stop beating it. There's such a thing as thinking aloud too much, too.
What do you mean? That night, a customer asked me to deal card.
Wait a second.
Let me check the...
Look at this.
What?
Where's your necklace? Did Phoenix really steal your necklace? Oh! Where's the locket then? You know, there was one curious part in her testimony, just like Mr. Gavin said. Yeah, it's a completely different attorney, and all the buttons are different, and it doesn't want to recognize tab as a button! I'm trying to get my freaking court record to be tab in the last game, but it doesn't recognize tab as a freaking button! I'm upset about the smallest thing, apology. But, what does it mean? Mr. Justice, would you care to explain what it was you're thinking so intensely about? Honestly, yeah. Recall the testimony, Your Honor. And now all I'm thinking about is Robin beating up his father. Well, I'm thinking of specifically Damian Wayne over all the others. The victim played with his hand on locket at his neck. I believe she said.
I hope you aren't about to raise an objection to the witness's grammar.
No, but look at this photograph. Do you see a locket on the victim's neck? Well done, Justice. I'm impressed. I knew you'd be able to handle this. But that... what does it mean? If we were to believe this witness's testimony as is, then the locket disappeared following the victim's death. Lockets don't just disappear, Your Honor. Phoenix has it. I've seen it around his neck. It's quite simple when you think about it. The locket is gone. Someone must have taken it off. No? Taken it off. Wait, you don't mean the defendant wasn't strangling the victim at all. He was taking off his locket. Wouldn't that explain it? Ugh.
Heck.
Defendant, what do you have to say to this?
Yeah, that's the wait a second, that is the locket! Why did you steal his locket and then put it around your neck?
With a different chain. Say. Yes. I just noticed this, but you have something hanging around your neck, don't you? Oh, you mean this? Yes, it's a locket with a photograph inside. A photo of my daughter.
You have a daughter? Who's your daughter? Who did you... Please tell me it wasn't Maya. Please tell me it was Iris, not Maya.
Come again? Mr. Wright, you have a daughter?
We confirmed at the time of the arrest. The picture in the locket is indeed Mr. Wright's daughter.
So Mr. Wright has a locket too? Why don't I buy that this is just a coincidence? Well, no. The results of this poker game led to the murder. Perhaps we should hear a bit more about the outcome of the game.
Further testimony won't really be necessary. It's clear the defendant lost. Badly.
Miss Orley, you will testify to the court about the game played between the victim and defendant.
Oh, thank goodness. Oh, thank goodness. It's not me. Thank you. I would have been upset if it was.
Witness testimony. The game began with 3,500 points in chips for each man. House chips come in two sizes, small and large. The one who was winning, it was victim. For last hand, defendant plays with all chips on table and lose. The moment loser was decided, defendant grabbed his bottle from table and... Indeed, looking at this picture, it does seem to be a one-sided game.
As the court knows, poker was the defendant's life. Failure must have been a bitter pill to swallow.
Ah, how many times have I heard these words? I'd done it in a fit of anger, Your Honor, and now I regret it. A common tale, but true. Methinks the judge watches too many old court movies. Mr. Wright said he hasn't lost in 7 years, so this testimony must be wrong. The game began with... Which man? Are those the usual starting points? Were any special rules used? No, not special. Usual game, usual rules. If each man began with 3,500 points, then the total would be, exactly 700 points. 7,000 points. Please, this is a calculus. It's not even long division.
How's chips come in two sizes?
Small and large. Are the chips in this photo all the chips that were used? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How much are the I don't know the prices of the chips. Duh, of course. Huh? Something's fishy with these chips. Should I press harder? Maybe you should explain a bit about these chips. Explain? What is there to be explained?
Poker chips are poker chips. They're not fish and chips. Not a chip of old block. Not a motorcycle chip.
Motorcycle? What? Motorcycle? Thanks. Can you stop with the hair thing, though? And I pressed her. I better ask something. What are these chips worth? Are they in dollars? Or rubles, even? Yet, as I have been saying before, it is what's game, not gambling. Hard, perhaps, for capitalists to understand. Two types of chips. 100-point chip and 1,000-point chip. It is not money, nah? Justice. Sir, don't you find her comment interesting? Why was there 10,000? More ways than one, sir. I have it added to her testimony myself. Well, does the defense want the witness to add to her testimony? Yes. Yes, I do think this deserves further scrutiny. Add to the testimony. Wish I knew where I was going with this. Very well, witness. If you would be so kind. Duh, Your Honor. Let me look at the table again. So... So are there smaller chips? Do the bigger chips cost more or the smaller chips cost more? Guessing the smaller chips are 100 and then the bigger chips. Wait! Phoenix was winning! Mr. Gavin said this testimony is important. To be honest, I have no idea why. Mr. Justice, do the court a favor and think of what you want to say before raising your hand. Yeah, but that doesn't make sense then. Because if we look at it, they said there was only 3,500 points for each person. That means 7,000 in total. And there's 10 of the big chips. That would make it 10,000 points if that was true. So that means the smaller ones are 100 and the bigger chips are 100 and the smaller ones are 1,000. So this is 1,000. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,000. That means Phoenix was winning. And then the rest are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, which adds up to 1,000, and that makes 7,000. Each of the players started with 3 of the small chips and 5 of the big chips. And Phoenix is actually winning because the big chips cost more. How's that not make sense? We are not in kindergarten. Heck, sorry, I'm fine. I gotta think of something to ask. And quick. The 2 types of chips. Duh. The small ones are 100 and the big ones are 1,000. Right? Right, of course.
Ha. Don't waste our time.
Is that all? Yeah. Oh, great. Mr. Gavin made me stop her, and now I'm the one who looks dumb. Oh, Justice. Please try not to embarrass me like that.
Huh? Who? Me?
There's a clear contradiction in the information you have in your hands.
What?
It's a simple matter of calculation. Go on, try it. We're not in kindergarten after all.
Calculation. Already done that. You're telling me that Mr. Wright, undefeated for 7 whole years, was losing? Nah, it must have been most unlucky day for him. I am glad I did not take another picture of him. It would break karma, certainly. The chips, they weren't always to victim's side of the table.
So you're telling us it was a one-sided game?
Nah, one-sided M. Before last hand, the defendant played with all chips on the table and lose. Last hand. It was largest points of any hand. The defendant's hand is excellent. It was excellent. He tried to use it to take victory from behind.
It appears that both the defendant and the victim's hands are in this picture.
I don't understand poker.
This is a truly excellent hand. However, so is the victim's.
One with highest number wins, so the defendant loses.
The victim, Mr. Smith, had a stronger hand than the defendant and crushed him. I believe that explains what occurred next.
Once cards were laid down on the table, it happened. The moment the loss was decided, defendant grabbed a bottle from the table and what happened next? Even to think of it now, I shake and tremble. I did not believe such thing would happen. What such thing? Please, you must believe. I had no idea. How would such thing occur? What such thing? Niet. The defendant had been hitting the victim. I saw it all happen, but right before me, I saw a bottle coming down on victim's head.
Decisive, isn't it, Your Honor? My witness saw the very moment of the crime.
Remember your first goal is to gather information.
Yes, sir. Without contradiction, here comes justice. Okay, and then let's present. Because I know what the contradiction is. You're sure it was the victim who won? Absolutely sure?
It seems our new attorney is a bit confused. A glance at the picture is enough to tell you who won, if you're not in kindergarten.
Yeah, but if you actually figure out the point system, tell me which ones are the points, because there seems to be a few extra. Not to mention there's cards on the ground.
Just for safety's sake, could you explain the problem to the court?
Of course, Your Honor. In this photo, I see small chips and I see large chips. Tell me, which were worth 1,000 points?
Why, the big ones, of course. Duh.
Oh, I thought so too. But then the totals don't add up.
The totals?
Let's review what the witness told us. Each man started with 3,500 points in chips. And the combined total value of the chips was 7,000 points.
Yes. If my calculations are correct, let's see. 3 plus 1 carry the 5.
They are, Your Honor. Now, look at this photo that allegedly shows all the chips. If the big chips were worth 1,000 points, then the small chips were worth 100. And you add them up.
How much is it?
Do it yourself. You weren't in kindergarten, are you? 10,600 points. The chips don't add up. This clearly contradicts the witness's testimony.
But why? How could this be?
Exactly, Justice. Now that you know the what, you must determine the why.
Right. There's only one possible way to explain this contradiction. Chip count was wrong. Both were right. Yeah, they were both right. It's just... Ah! Dang it! What'd I do? I pressed the wrong button again! Each man began with the game with 3,500 points. While the chips are indeed shown in this photograph, then there can only be one answer.
Well, what is it?
The value of the chips was the other way around.
What?
Want to know what I think? The small chips were worth 1,000 points, not the big ones.
Madness. Utter madness.
Show me the photograph of the chips again. There are 6 small chips, 10 large chips. Why, that does make 7,000 points when you add them up.
Oh, you can do that quickly.
Excellent work, Justice. It's almost as though you figured it out by yourself.
I did. Well, I'm just glad I was the one who said it.
But wait. The value of the chips may be different, but that changes nothing.
Indeed, the victim did have the large number of chips still.
Ah! Exactly. If the small chips are 1,000 points and the large chips are 100, let's do a little math. Add up the points for each side of the table.
The victim, Mr. Smith, had 2,900 points, and the defendant had 4,100 points.
Well now, it seems that Mr. Wright was winning the night after all.
That's impossible.
My client had even less reason to kill the victim. After all, he was winning. Now, Miss Orley, you must have known the true value of the chips, since you were there at the scene of the crime. Weren't you? You need to catch the lobster! That's more important than anything else!
Order. Order! It appears our defendant has lost his motive.
Why did you even bring a lobster into the courtroom? Oh no, wait, we did have the onigiri lady who was just bringing in a bunch of lunch boxes, so...
And Mr. Wright's supposed defeat never happened. We must now ask ourselves whether we can trust...
Hold it! Who's holding? Oh, it's you.
Excuse me. What is it, Miss Orley?
I did not want to be saying this, but... Actually, you see,
See what, Miss Orley? What do we see?
in the last hand, there was cheat. It was cheat.
Cheat? You don't mean a trick?
Wait, what do you mean? Scam?
They're all the same thing.
Yes,
There was cheat in last hand. That is why game ends with chips as they are. Great. Just great. First we have lying, now cheating.
well, this case certainly has taken a turn. Really interesting. Witness, you will please testify to the court. Tell us about this cheating in the final hand.
What cheating? The last hand, both men had full house. There was 4 of each card in deck, from ace to king. If you look at both men's hands, cheat is more obvious. The next moment, game becomes argument, The defendant's trick was exposed. He took bottle in his hand. Poor Mr. Smith. What was the cheat? There was no cheat. Miss Orley, why did you not tell the court about this from the very beginning? I thought I smelled a cover up here. Well, folks, it's time to throw back the covers.
A full house is very high-scoring hand. Not easy to make in my experience.
That alone is enough to suspect less than scriptureless tactics.
Mr. Gavin? What's a full house?
Lawyers these days. You don't know your poker.
No. I was invited to play by friends. But I wasn't allowed.
I can't say this bodes well for your case or career.
What is this? Some kind of secret court brokering?
Justice. You know the terms 1 pair, 2 pair, and 3 of a kind, yes?
Yeah, no problem. 2 cards with the same number makes a pair, and 3 makes a 3 of a kind.
Good. Now picture a hand with 1 pair and 1 3 of a kind. That's a full house.
That doesn't sound very easy to make, does it?
You can see each player's hand in this photo.
Wow, they both have full houses.
We forget there's an easy way to make a full house. and go undefeated for 7 years. You cheat.
Ahem. The defense may cross-examine the witness. If he did cheat in the last hand, that still leaves one important question. Mr. Wright lost that hand. Who's ever heard of a professional con man losing when they cheat?
The last hand. Both men had full house.
Just how hard is it to make a full house anyway?
It is quite hard, da. It is making a pair and 3 of a kind at the same time.
I guess that's right. Very difficult to be sure. You can take my word as the poker head of the courtroom number 3.
Very difficult, da. But is not impossible.
Okay, full house. Hard. Sign of questioning, a waste of time.
There is 4 of each card in deck, from ace to king.
4 of each card, you say?
Da. There is 1 spade, 1 diamond, 1 heart, and 1 club for each card. It is interesting fact that this number 4 comes from number of seasons.
You don't say. Did you know that the card was number 1 through 13? Add all the cards in a deck and you get 364. A year!
Huh?
You don't say. Isn't that 1 day short?
That's why each deck has 2 jokers. They say the second joker stands for the leap year. Thus, you have a perfect representation of the year, all in a deck of cards.
Wait, but wait a second. I said that last part in my head.
Huh? You don't say. We're going to be in this courtroom for a year if it keeps going like this.
If you look at both men's hands, cheat is more obvious.
Look at it again. Neither of them cheated. I don't see any contradiction. What are you talking about? They're all different. The aces are different. Sevens are different. It's not like there's a repeat. Neither of them have all of them, so I don't understand. What are you talking about? How was it clear?
Well, the defendant, he played a 5th ace.
Huh?
A 5th ace?
I still remember both hands very well. 5th, no? Mr. Smith's hand had 3 aces. No? And Mr. Wright's too.
Obviously, the cheating was afoot. Or perhaps I should say, a hand.
Your Honor, perhaps this can be added to the testimony without Mr. Payne's joke. Very well. The witness will add the detail to her testimony. Please, refrain from using the drug dealer's joke.
Mr. Smith's hand had 3 aces. Mr. Wright's too. It is 5 aces in all.
A 5th ace.
It should not exist, no? I still remember both hands very well. Mr. Smith's hand had 3 aces. And Mr. Wright's too.
Well, where did this card come from then?
Perhaps we should ask the defendant that very question. Adding cards to a deck is no less serious a taboo than forging evidence in a court of law.
Now, perhaps it's time for you to say something, Justice. You bet. I've got no intention of staying quiet. Not me, no sir. Better find some contradicting evidence fast.
I know what is contradictory, but I still want all the dialogue.
The next moment, game comes argument. The defendant's trick was exposed. Do you recall what the men were arguing about?
I believe so. The victim, he shouts, "You are a cheater," and then the defendant shouts something like, "I have objection."
Shouting objection, eh? Old habits are hard to break. First he bluffed his way through the courtroom, now he bluffs his way through life.
However, Mr. Wright lost the hand. That seems to cast the shadow of a doubt on Mr. Smith.
humiliation from using even when cheating. That is what set fire to defendant's heart. So what did the flaming defendant do next? He took bottle in his hand. Poor Mr. Smith.
By bottle, are you referring to this?
The defendant uses this bottle to...
This behavior is an admission of cheating by the defendant.
But why use a grape juice bottle?
You'd be surprised at what can be used as a weapon.
This juice is recommended drink of portion bulk labda. This year's vintage is remarkable for its hefty flavor.
Hefty enough to bring a grown man, apparently. First, she says it was a serious competition. Now she says there was cheating.
Justice, notice anything odd?
Yeah, considering that there are 4 aces, and there's not a 5th one?
Her testimony keeps changing. Now she says the defendant cheated.
Actually, yes. I had noticed that. Let's get the truth about this cheating first, shall we? Right, leave it to me. I know what I have to do. You say that, but, this proves you wrong.
It appears the witness is mistaken. Taken? But my name?
Look, this piece of evidence clearly contradicts what you said in your testimony.
That's the photo with the chips, is it not? Justice. Perhaps you ought to explain your point in a way that the judge can comprehend. In other words, use your finger to point out your point. Yes, please point out the contradiction in this photo. I kind of forgot my glasses. What's particular points?
The fact that he doesn't have 3 aces over there. Miss Orley, in your testimony you made the following claim. Mr. Smith's hand had 3 aces. But as you can clearly see, the victim's hand only held 2 aces. Hey!
Well, maybe the witness was simply confused. Perhaps it was the defendant's hand that held the 3rd ace in question.
Take another look at the evidence. As you can see, the defendant also had 2 aces in his hand. Where's this 5th ace? I see cheating, all right, and it's going on right here in this courtroom.
2 aces in each player's hand does make 4 aces in total. Hardly proof of cheating.
Wait, please. It is true. I have seen it. The 5th ace. There was cheating. I swear to you.
That's odd. She must be lying, yet she's the most sincere I've seen her all day.
You're right to trust your instincts.
Mr. Gavin.
Who knows what lies in store for us in the trial ahead? Your Honor, if I may, I have a suggestion. What might that be, Mr. Gavin? If you don't mind, perhaps we might examine the actual cards. The cards, Mr. Payne.
Yes?
The players' hands that night were all set aside as evidence, were they not? The defense would like to request that the cards be shown to the court. Very well. The prosecution will submit this evidence. Which will you examine? The victim's cards or the defendant's cards?
If these cards don't prove cheating was going on, nothing will. Now, which of these hands is more suspicious?
Victim's hand.
It was the victim's hand that changed over the course of the witness's testimony. The defense requests time to examine Mr. Smith's cards.
Very well. Mr. Payne, if you would.
Very well.
Received evidence, victim's hand.
Well, time's wasting. Get to it, Justice.
Yes, sir. I'm not touching anything. What's happening?
In examining evidence, be sure to view it from all sides and angles. Try using up, left, down, right to turn it every which way, and being M to zoom in and out. That should give you a better perspective on the case.
Okay, let's do this. Wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. What? Your Honor, look at this. Look at the victim's cards. The back is a different color.
Eh?
That's impossible. But I put that card in Wright's hand.
What was that, Miss Orley?
No, yet. I merely said I have
Your Honor. Mr. Gavin, yes. Tell me, what is the easiest way to cheat at poker? To cheat? I'll tell you. One merely needs a friend, a comrade, shall we say. The dealer.
Huh. Ah! Wait, so you mean... this witness, Miss Orley,
She's the cheater.
professional, I wager.
Yeah!
Save the lobster! The lobster must be saved!
Order! Order!
Focus, Justice. Time to take advantage of her. Of her mistake. Your Honor, please recall the testimony we just heard.
That's impossible. But I put the card in Wright's hand.
Ergo, Miss Olga Orlai conspired to cheat. But not with my client, but with the victim, Mr. Shady Smith.
Oh,
Not only did she cheat, she cheated poorly. Therefore, it's not hard to imagine an altercation between her and the victim.
What?
Wait, you don't mean the defense isn't accusing the witness, Miss Olga Orley, are you?
Time for justice. There are 3 people in the room at the time of the incident. If Mr. Wright isn't guilty, that means I am. The defense accuses the witness, Miss Olga Orlai, of murder. The lobster! Save the... Funny if her hand came up and it just caught the plate instead. The lobster was saved. The lobster?
Mr. Payne, where's your witness, Miss Olga Orley?
It appears she has lost consciousness, Your Honor.
Mr. Justice, Your Honor? Seems you presented a new possibility to the court. One suggesting a connection between the witness and the victim, Mr. Smith.
Yeah. And that means
This court cannot pronounce a verdict for the defendant at this time.
What?
I did it. I held out.
I see no point in prolonging the trial this day. The prosecution will need make further inquiries.
Who's objecting? You? Why? Mr. Wright?
You can't end the trial here, Your Honor. Not yet.
What nonsense is the defendant spewing now?
Think. One of the cards had a different colored back. Don't you wonder what it means?
What are you doing, Mr. Wright? Raising objections right when you're about to get off the hook? Ridiculous!
Mr. Payne, you of all people should know. Mr. Wright has a talent for the ridiculous. Perhaps we should get to the bottom of things. Let's clear up the facts about the game that fateful night. As was said before, we alternated between 2 decks of cards that night.
That was said before.
The 2 decks at the club were different colored backs, blue and red. 1 color per deck.
Why use different colored backs?
If we use the same color, the 2 decks might get mixed.
You used different colors and they still got mixed.
We used the red deck for the last game. I see. But that's odd. For some reason, I had this impression that you were using the blue cards.
Yeah, me too. I'm sure someone said something about blue cards.
Whatever. In the end, one card of the wrong color got into the mix, which means there was cheating.
Yes, the card slipped into the deck while seeming to indicate cheating. Yet, this card raises 2 serious questions.
Apollo? Yes?
Let's consider the first question, shall we? Think. The last game. When was card swapped? When? There were 3 broad possibilities here. It could have been swapped before the murder, during the murder, or after the murder.
Well, yeah. Thanks for the new bulletin, Mr. Wright. Of course it was swapped.
Oh? It might be as simple as you think, Mr. Payne, but it might not be.
Nick.
I'd like to hear what Apollo thinks first. When do you think the cards were swapped? When was the card swapped into the deck?
Oh, dang it. Didn't mean to rest that. I was me. Whoops. Well, it must have happened before the murder.
You mean, during the game?
I wonder. Huh?
Why? Think, when you're playing poker, which side of the cards face your opponent?
Heck, the pack.
Not something the poker head of courtroom number 3 would be likely to miss.
Sorry, let me think about that some more. Okay, there we go. After the murder. Perhaps it happened after the murder?
Well, what's that? Ridiculous. Where's the point of cheating after the hand's been shown? That's silly.
Yes, but tell me, how do you swap cards during the game? I'll take silly over impossible.
Take it from me, son. There's a lot of silly in this world, but very little impossible.
Oh, even when the backs of the cards are a different color? If you pulled that during the game, you'd be caught in no time.
Ah, quite true. That would mean that the blue card in question was swapped after the hands were shown. After the murder.
Okay, this is going past silly and straight on to crazy. Ask again, what's the point of cheating after the game's over? Who would do that?
Who indeed? That's one of the mysteries before us. There's another. Yes, a simple yet decisive question must be asked. Who swapped the red card for a blue card?
Who?
The game and murder is done. The victim is dead. Only 2 remain in the room, alive that is. Defendant, Phoenix Wright, and our witness, Olga Orlai.
Okay, so who was it that swapped the red card for the blue? Olga. Why, it must have been Olga Orlai who swapped the cards. She was trying to cover up evidence of the cheating.
That does make some sense.
What?
Sorry. There's a problem with that explanation.
Huh?
The swapped card was from the wrong deck. Yes, a blue card was stuck in the red hand. Mixing the card from the wrong deck. The backs are different colors. Remember what you're talking about, Olga Orlai. She was the dealer. Do you think she would make such a novice mistake? Actually, I have trouble imagining even the judge making that mistake. Give it a little more thought, Apollo.
Right. Okay, so who was it that swapped the red card for the blue? Card was Mr. Wright. It was you, wasn't it?
And why would I do such a thing?
Heck. Well, I keep accidentally pressing enter! Because, maybe you were trying to hide the fact that you cheated?
That would make sense. But the swapped card was in the victim's hand.
Oh.
Sorry. I'm a nice guy, but I'm not that nice.
Come to think of it, he would lack a motive for helping his opponent to win.
Okay.
Someone else, thank you very much. The one who swapped the cards wasn't Mr. Wright, of course. And, well, doesn't seem like it could have been Olga Orlai either.
What are you suggesting? That's hardly a logical conclusion, I'll admit. As the defense, I think it only makes sense for you to name Miss Orley at this point.
Yes, I know, but she was the one who dealt the cards, right? I just can't believe that she would make the mistake of swapping the wrong color card.
The card was swapped during the game. It'd be obvious. Something you'd like to share with the court, Mr. Wright?
Oh, my apologies, Your Honor.
I was just thinking how much fun all this is.
Fun? How about confusing? I have no idea where the defense is claiming, Your Honor. If the one who swapped the card wasn't the defendant, and it wasn't Miss Orley, then who was it?
Yeah, well, that is the question, isn't it?
Precisely.
Huh?
I believe we're about to see this case take a new direction. A new direction? We'll find that, indeed, after the murder, someone swapped one of the cards in the victim's hands. And that someone made two critical mistakes. I'm sure you're going to tell us the first was swapping the wrong colored card. Because the one who did the swap did not know two colors of cards were being used. The other mistake was the number on the card. Right. The person replaced the fifth ace with the king. I'm sure whoever swapped it wasn't expecting there to be a fifth ace after all. All they knew was the game had been won with a full house. So they picked up a king from the table and swapped it in.
But there's one problem. According to our case record, this person doesn't exist.
True. Not until now. You have to admit the possibility of a fourth person. Though, it's more than a possibility. There was someone else there the night of the scene of the crime. Was it Maya?
What?
I believe the judge spoke truthfully earlier. You do make trials. Ridiculous, Mr. Wright. This trial has proceeded on central assumptions. Namely, that at the time of the incident there was only 3 people in that room. I believe the new evidence, shall we say, overturns that assumption. The problem is that you chose to conceal this information from the court. I suppose that is a problem, yes. The court is adjourned for a brief recess. Mr. Gavin, I'll see you in my chambers during this recess. Certainly, Your Honor. Very well. The trial will resume in 20 minutes.
Because I still hate her. Even if I'm nowhere near her, I still hate her.
April 20th, 11:52 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 3. That was quite unexpected, Mr. Wright. To suddenly claim there was another person at the scene of the crime like that. I must ask, is it the truth? Well, now. I think you would know the answer to that. Being mysterious, are we? Sadly, I have no time for mysteries. I'd only ask that you leave defending to your defense in future. Otherwise, I cannot guarantee the outcome. I see you haven't mellowed out a bit, Kristoff.
When did you meet Kristoff? Who is Kristoff? Is this your pupil? Is that what it is? Is he your original pupil and then now you're his mentor and then I'm being mentored by your pupil? Well, about
Justice.
yes, sir.
The judge has summoned me to his chambers, so carry on without me.
Okay, bye.
You did well, Apollo.
You know, you've really let yourself go. You look like you also sell drugs on the street corner. I guess you're just doing illegal underground poker games that are just for fun, not for money. There is no...
Can I ask you something?
Sure.
That locket you wear, is that really yours, Mr. Wright? You're wondering about the victim's disappearing locket. Here, you can take a look at it. That's a picture of my daughter in there.
Who's your daughter?
Who is that?
I'm just surprised to hear you have a daughter. Most people are. Perhaps you'll meet her one of these days. One more question. The one who cheated the night, was it you? What do you think?
Huh? Can you give me a Magatama so that I can understand lies?
You know what happened 7 years ago. What I did.
What did you do?
It's not unreasonable for you to think I might cheat.
I never. Honest, but...
It is odd that he managed to go undefeated for 7 whole years. Want to know something? There's only one game where you can be dealt bad cards all night and still win. Poker.
Eh?
You see, poker is all about reading your opponent. In that way, it's a lot like a court case. Poker. It's like trial law. Figure out what your opponent is thinking, and you win. Well, yeah, that's harder than it sounds.
I just realized, is your daughter a magician? I think not. Try as they might to conceal it, everyone reveals their true thoughts in the end. Their body language should become an invaluable source of information. You're kidding! That witness, for instance, Miss Orley. She would touch the back of her neck during certain parts of her testimony. Did you notice? No, I didn't. I was more focused on the fact that I found the contradictions. No. Come on, who knows that? Words, habits, twitches. It's all information for the reading. That's the secret to winning, Apollo. Not your weird voice of steel. Someone taught me, and now I pass the secret on to you. But I'm not worthy. I mean, there's no way I'll pick up on these signals. No, you can do it. Huh? You just don't know it yet. What's he talking about? But you will, soon. Almost forgot. One more thing about this case. You should know, I haven't told the truth to anyone yet. What? I knew it. I have my reasons, of course. All shall be revealed. And Apollo, I need you to be there, defending me. I need your power. Hey, my, power? I had no idea my cords of steel were that special. What? The cords of steel! It's time. The real trial begins now. Do your best. To be continued. Already? What was that music? What was that? What was that? April 20th, 12:14 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 2. Court will now reconvene. Has our witness, Miss Olga Orley, recovered?
Yes, Your Honor. Well, she's regained consciousness.
Perhaps we can hear her version of the events again.
That's the thing. You see, she's quite fatigued.
You're looking a bit fatigued yourself, Mr. Payne. Sadly, fatigue is insufficient grounds for refusing to testify or prosecute. The defense would like to request that Miss Orley take the stand. Very well. The witness will take the stand. Hi, how are you? Perhaps we repeat your name and profession? Or perhaps you'd rather admit that you're a poor liar and a poor loser.
Yet.
Not.
Pirate lady, what?
Name's Olga Orley. Well, that's the truth. I'm a pro dealer. People call me Olga Quick Fingers Orley. Oh, really? Want to know something else? I'm not really Russian. My last name sounds like, oh, really? There, that's the truth. I hope you're satisfied. Witness, you will tell the court what you were really up to that night. Fine, I'll talk. We had a plan, see? Let me remind you that you are currently under oath. Any further fabrications will have serious consequences. Like I said, I'm a pro. That guy Smith hired me to do what I do best. I was planted at the Borscht Bowl Club several days prior to the night of the game, as a waitress. So you were in cahoots with the victim? Not that he needed my help. Smith is a well-known poker player in some circles. But winning wasn't the main purpose of this game. It was about destroying a legend, the unbeatable Phoenix Wright. The plan was simple. Elegant, really. You see, we set up a trap of sorts. I was to plant a card in Wright's pocket beforehand, and then deal 5 aces during one of their games. Then, when their hands were revealed, Smith would call him out and search Wright. He would then pull out the planted card, and the trap would snap shut. You swapped the cards? Exposed as a cheater and losing on top of it, it would have made a great double play. Just like that, the legend would be dashed to pieces. Indeed. Getting caught red-handed at cheating would cast doubt on all his prior wins.
A 7-year legend destroyed by one little card. That was the plan. Oh, really, Orly? How droll. But it appears you made quite the mistake. A mistake! I agree, the trap was elegant. Yet, what happened to that planted card? Hey, that's right! He's lucky. I'll give him that. You'd have to slip free from a trap laid by Olga Quickfinger's Orly. Oh, really? The witness would be much cuter if she dispensed with the evil mastermind shtick. Cute? Who wants to be cute? I'm not cute. I'm bad. You hear me? Bad! When you're through being bad, perhaps you could testify to the court. Tell us about this trap and how it was sprung. Witness testimony. Best laid traps. That night, I played the card like I was supposed to. And Wright lost the last hand, just like he was supposed to. Then Smith searched him, but the planted card was gone. The trap failed. Next moment, Wright picked up a bottle and swung it. Hand on hair again. It wasn't me who hit Smith. It was that no-good cheating defendant. Surprisingly frank testimony that still leaves us mostly in the dark. The trap was perfect, I tell you. Perfect. If that rotten cheater had messed it up. Look who's talking. Well, the testimony, for what it's worth, is all yours, Mr. Justice. With witnesses like her, who needs criminals? With defendants like Mr. Wright, who needs prosecutors? Cross-examination. Best laid traps. This planted card. Which card was it exactly? The trump card. The 5 of hearts. Let me guess. Mr. Wright was to have switched the 5 with the ace to make a full house. At least that's what you were going to accuse him of doing, thereby ruining his legend. I slid it into Wright's pocket. When was this? Why, before the match, of course. While he was eating. At the Borscht Bowl Club, we serve borscht in suckers. Remind me never to go there. Of course, the card was to make its grand debut during the game. Like a good borscht, a good plot must be cooked up early and allowed to thicken. What happened to your lobster? The Wright lost the last hand, just like he was supposed to. Then Smith searched him. So, everything went according to plan. Exactly. The 5th ace came up, so it's obvious the switch went off without a hitch. Once the extra card was found in his pocket, Wright would be forever known as a cheat and a fraud. There are worse things to be known as, I suppose. Tell us what happened with the search. Where'd it go, though? The card disappeared? Yeah, my trump card, the 5 of hearts. Gone, without a trace. Poof, zippo. He searched every nook and cranny, even inside its cute little hat. But the card was nowhere to be found, is this correct? Never in my long, storied career. Never has Quickfinger's Orly been so readily duped. Oh, really? So what did happen to this 5 of hearts? Don't look at me. Why don't you ask that cheating, lying, two-faced defendant? So the 5 of hearts is still missing in action. Next moment, Wright picked up a bottle and swung it. Wait, isn't that a little odd? What's odd? You searched Mr. Wright thoroughly and found nothing, which means he didn't cheat, which means he had no reason to strike the victim. Well... What was that? What was that? What was that just now? I don't know! I sensed something. Are you sure? Or did you go on an LSD acid trip? What was that? Something wrong, Mr. Justice. I think someone has drugged me.
No, nothing, Your Honor. What to do? Should I press her a little harder? Yeah? Miss Orley, you're hiding something. What are you talking about? You... Me? Quick fingers, Orley, hiding something.
The defense will refrain from baseless accusations.
I have one question for the witness then. You say you saw the moment the defendant hit the victim. Is this true? Of course it's true. I did see it, honest. I saw when Wright hit him. What? With my own eyes, I saw it. What's with the weird vibe I'm getting? The pulsing heart. That witness, for instance, Miss Orley. She would touch the back of her neck during certain parts of her testimony. Did you notice? Yeah, I'm noticing now. Touching her neck, was it? What's going on? Hi. Close up. Yeah! Don't leave me on! What? Whoa. What's going on? Sensation. It's coming into focus. There. A twitch. It's so clear. It's like I can perceive her habit. Like I couldn't before. Perceive? What's this glowing? Perceive! What do you mean, gotcha? What am I doing? Hi! Miss Orley, perhaps you are unaware of this yourself, but I'm a vampire, apparently. Unaware of what? Whenever you get to a certain part of your testimony, you touch the back of your neck with your left hand. My neck. So what? What indeed, Justice? I hadn't noticed anything of the sort. When she says that part of testimony, she's subconsciously recalling something. Her body reacts to the memory she touches her neck. I'm sure of it.
A memory? Would someone care to explain what he's babbling about?
This is highly unusual. But let's ask the defense. You claim the witness is remembering something. Maybe you have evidence of this memory to show us. Her habit is scratching her neck whenever she talks about the moment of the crime. So, what would remind her most of the moment of the crime? Miss Orley, whenever you recall the crime that night, you scratch your neck. I've noticed it happens when you think about the moment of the crime. There must be some reason behind that habit of yours. I believe the weapon that has left an irreplaceable impression on your neck is... What? I believe the weapon that left an irreplaceable impression on your neck is this. Irrepressible. Inerasable What? That's so confusing. Oh. Wait, what? Whenever she talks about the moment of the crime, she touches her neck. And what reminds us more of the moment than this bottle, the murder weapon. But something doesn't fit. If you were the only witness to the crime, why would that make you touch your neck like you're in pain?
What's he talking about? Now.
It was Mr. Smith, the victim, who was hit. Not you. You're about to break your camera, dearie.
This is a cross-examination, not a cross-wild conjecture. The witnesses habit. They're completely irrelevant.
Justice. I'll admit, I'm a bit confused myself. This is certainly a unique cross-examination. I'll explain later. Just trust me. Now's our only chance to break her. I apparently have vampire powers. Miss Orley, please testify in detail about the moment of the crime. The very moment.
Yet, I am knowing nothing.
Why did you revert back? We know you're not Russian. The witness will testify, please. No. Fine. He's the only one who did it. I didn't let him out of my sight until the cops got there. You seem uneasy. You try standing up here. Your eyes are darting all over the place. I must be getting warm. Tell me, after the crime, what was the defendant like? Well, he must have been stunned by the way of his crime. He sat in a daze at the table until the cops came. Intriguing. I believe you gotten all the testimony you're going to get out of this witness. So, what do you think about her testimony? I'll tell you what I think. Her testimony is flawed. It's basically bogus. Contradicts the evidence, considering he had to go to the first floor in order to call the police himself.
What's that?
Well, show us this evidence, Mr. Justice. The evidence that you claim contradicts the testimony. She didn't let him out of her sight until the cops got there. I know there's some evidence that contradicts that. Considering that she's not even the one that called the cops to begin with, but also the right cell phone, thank you very much. I have a real health bar this time, I just realized. Miss Orley, we have a record here that clearly contradicts what you're saying. It states that the police were alerted by a report from the defendant. And we know that the defendant left the room, climbed the stairs, and made the phone call from the first floor of the Borscht Bowl Club. So, explain how you kept your eyes on the defendant when he left the room entirely. There's the lobster! Bye, lobster! The man who picked up a bottle and swung at the defendant that night wasn't the defendant.
Who was it then? Was it you? Who was it?
We're back in the cutscene. Showdown time. You dirty cheat! Check his pockets now! It's gone. The card's gone. You lose. Ah! Who? Just then, Smith grabbed the bottle from next to right. And he hit me. You... some master of cheating you turned out to be! When I came to, the victim was already dead. Is that it? That's why I couldn't reveal who I really was. It came out that I was in league with Smith. That'd be a suspect for sure. Well, where does this leave us?
Madness. This is madness. I'm dreaming. It must have been me who was hit with a bottle, and I'm imagining all of this.
It appears our prosecution is at its wit's end, and frankly, I don't blame them. Mr. Gavin, what do you think about this turn of events? Mr. Gavin? Sir? I believe that, as the defense in this case, we are compelled to call Miss Orley a big, fat liar. What? We were in the room the night of the murder. The defendant, victim in her. And she has a motive. A motive? Her plot foiled. The witness got into an argument with her client, Mr. Smith. The announcement of the argument was murder. What? I didn't... No killer. The trap. Someone's trying to frame me. Why are you laughing? What tangled webs we leave when we practice to deceive. So tangled we catch ourselves in the process. Mr. Wright! Such a hasty conclusion. It's not like you, Christoph Gavin. What are you saying? Why not consider the other possibility? That there was another person in the room at the time of the murder. Right. Like Miss Wright was saying before recess. Single card was swapped into the victim's hand after the murder. The one who swapped the card didn't know about two colors of cards being used. A fourth person.
Ha! This theory again. Your fourth person doesn't exist.
Indeed. That's why I decided to bring this case to court. Here, where there's no escape, no chance for deception. The perfect place to catch the real criminal. Real criminal. And we're in luck. A clue to the real criminal's identity was kindly provided for us. Right at the beginning of the trial, no less.
Wait. 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 Wait a second. Gavin? Gavin. Is Kristoff the... Oh. Kristoff is the murderer. I don't know who he is anyway.
What?
Apollo. Perhaps you know what I'm talking about.
Sorry. I do. He was talking about a sea of blue. A fiery blue, but he didn't know about the red cards. Oh, that's Kristoff.
Remember what I said. The fourth person who saw the cards made one critical error. He or she wasn't considering the color in the back of the cards. Right. But how would such an obvious mistake occur? The cards used for the last game are red. Yet, there's one person here in our court who thought those cards were blue. Yeah, I had the impression too. Why? Well, Apollo, I think you can figure out who it was.
It's not me. I swear.
I wish it was you. I don't know Kristoff, so I'm not emotionally tied in.
Who was this fourth person? Why do I always get put in the spot like this?
It's my mentor.
Let's hear what the defense has to say. Who was it? Who thought the cards used in the final game were blue?
It was Kristoff.
As I expected. Your eyes and ears are as sharp as your hair.
Huh?
I was right?
Kristoff Gavin, you were the first person that night.
But of course Mr. Gavin knows the color of the cards.
How would he? As you can see, the photo of the crime scene is black and white. You can't tell which of the cards are blue, the ones on the floor or the table.
But look! You can see the colors in this photo.
Yes, but when he said the cards were blue, it was well before this evidence came to light. It is true that the defendant was engaged in a game of poker with the victim. It was only that, a game in the pure sense. A competition, Your Honor.
Competition?
Yes, just of wits, a silent clash of passions. Only the cards and the backs wreathed in blue flame know its final outcome.
Well, Kristoff?
Mr. Gavin?
Mr. Gavin, is something the matter?
No, nothing. Excuse me, it was just so sudden. Right, you weren't seriously accusing me, are you? Oh, Kristoff. You know, even I'd never take a joke this far.
This has gone beyond ridiculous, beyond dumb. This is insanity. The defendant accusing his own defense attorney of murder?
I assure you, I'm quite sane.
But what possible connection would Mr. Gavin have to the victim?
I wasn't aware that I had a connection to Mr. Smith either.
Yes, but Mr. Gavin and the victim had never even met.
Well, what if they have?
Huh?
There is a possibility, after all. They may have met that night before the game started. What are you suggesting? Is this the truth Mr. Wright was staying silent about? Well, only one thing to do.
Mr. Wright, the defense would like to request that you testify to the court.
The defense would like to request no such thing. Mr. Gavin, testimonies must relate to the case. How could anything happening before the game of poker be related?
If it's freaking planned murder, first degree, thought out, planned beforehand, premeditated murder, cold-blooded premeditated murder.
I'm not sure I follow, Mr. Gavin. As I explained before, the defense believes that Miss Orley. Am I to assume you speak for Mr. Justice in this? He is the defense, not you. Mr. Justice, the matter of Mr. Wright's testimony is up to you.
Oh, okay.
Does the court, in your opinion, need to hear Mr. Wright's testimony?
Yes. This is what Mr. Wright's strategy. He's playing this all along. I intend to see it through. The defense would like to request that Mr. Wright testify to the court. And if this man is truly the murderer and standing right next to me, can we please move him away? Please? Yes. If he, please move him away from me. He's standing right next to me and can probably start choking me with my own tie. Please just make sure this man is away if he truly is a killer. If we're really going down this road, I need to make sure I'm not going to be randomly attacked again. Please, please.
It too, Justice. You would betray me, your teacher.
Well, if you truly are the murderer, then yes, most definitely. If you aren't, then we'll prove that you aren't and, go back. Yeah, act like nothing ever happened. But, yeah, how did you know the cards were blue before it was even revealed of the colors of the cards? Huh?
I'm sorry, Mr. Gavin. This isn't about loyalty. This is about the truth.
And also about you getting away from me if you truly are a killer. Please, I am not comfortable when there is a killer standing right next to me and can so easily strangle me with my own tie. Please get away from me.
Very well. The defendant, Mr. Wright, will take the stand, please. Witness testimony. Appetite before murder. That evening, Christoph and I had dinner. We sat on the table in this photograph. Shady Smith walked in 5 minutes after Christoph left. When the trap failed, Smith hit the waitress. The girl was knocked out cold, and Smith was uncontrollable. I left to call the police. When I returned, he was dead, blood streaming from a cut on his forehead. And that's when I made another phone call to defense attorney Gavin. Mr. Gavin, you were at the Borscht Bowl Club the night of the murder? I dined with him rather frequently.
And he talked to the defendant on the phone directly after the murder?
Quite against my will, I had become involved in the murder. I thought I might be in need of a lawyer, so I called him. You were planning this all along, weren't you, Wright? Just because you wanted to drag me into your little murder trial. The only thing I want is the truth. As I did back then, and now. Thought my office was doing you a favor when we took on your defense. It appears that I was wrong. Very well. The defense may cross-examine the witness. Justice. Sir, he's lying. You're going to expose him. Understood, sir. Mr. Gavin versus Mr. Wright. This can't end well.
Why can't I have a normal trial? As my first trial? You feel like they go easy on me for my first trial, but no! Appetite before murder.
You had dinner with Mr. Gavin? Yes. He dines with me at the Borscht Bowl Club quite frequently. We were enjoying a usual dinner at an unusual spot. As usual. Usual. I always eat at the table closest to the piano. I see. Where Mr. Smith was sitting.
So, the plates and such on the table were from your dinner?
Indeed. The remnants of my meal with Christoph. We dined for 2 hours, then Christoph left. After that, Shady Smith walked in 5 minutes after Christoph left.
5 minutes? So, the two of them could have passed in the restaurant during that time?
That would have been a fateful encounter, to be sure.
Oh, Mr. Wright. What is it you said? Christoph Gavin and Shady Smith may have met?
I believe I did say that.
Here, I was all nervous about this meeting. But now we hear that we're just passed in the hall?
That does seem like a little weak as a pretense for murder. Oh, it would be if it were all that really happened.
Come on, Mr. Wright. What are you hiding this time?
When the trap failed, Smith hit the waitress.
About this failed trap. This is the same trap that Miss Olga Orlai mentioned.
The plan was simple. Elegant, really. You see, we set up a trap of sorts. I was to plant a card in Wright's pocket beforehand, and then deal 5 aces during one of their games. When their hand was revealed, Smith would call him out and search Wright. He would then pull out the planted card and the trap would have snapped shut. We swapped the cards! Just like that, the legend would be dashed to pieces. Yes. Yes. A harmless prank in its essence. It was by a quirk of fate that I happened to discover it.
A quirk?
I happened to put my hand in my pocket and found a card. The card she planted. Yes, I snuck a peek at it and found it was a 5 of hearts. I had a feeling something might happen, so I disposed of the card. Before the game. Disposed? Where? There was an empty bottle of grape juice I had been drinking right beside me. Threw the card inside the bottle.
An empty bottle of grape juice.
Empty, 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 empty. This isn't the same bottle. He may have handled it, but it's not the same bottle because where's the card then? If we look at this. Closer. No, I can't see inside the bottle. The hand beside him. The murder weapon? The murder weapon! Yes, I rolled it up and shoved it in. The colored glass makes it hard to see. A battle of wits between the deceiver and the would-be deceived. That sounds like terrific drama. The card inside the murder weapon. That's strange. Did the police miss it in their investigation? Maybe I'll take a look. Mr. Wright, the poker head of courtroom number 3 approves of this battle of wits. You sure this isn't your bottle? The bottle's completely empty. There's nothing in it. Grape juice. How long has it been since I drank grape juice? There's nothing in it. I've already looked at it. Please revise your testimony with the new information. I discovered the trap during the game and disposed of the card in the bottle. Why in the bottle? I perceived my opponent's intent immediately. I'm used to entrapment, you see. I knew what was coming. Ho ho ho! So you struck first! I like that. I know every trick in the book. They don't work on me. At least when you get lucky and stick your hand in your pocket, they don't. The girl was knocked out cold and sniff was uncontrollable. I left to call the police. You made the call to the police from the first floor of the restaurant, correct? Exactly. Cell phones don't get a signal down in the hideouts. Has anyone else on the first floor at the time? Not a soul. It was the middle of the night after all. So there, in the darkened restaurant, I called the cops. After making the call, I returned to the hideout. It was soon right to leave the injured waitress alone. When I returned, he was dead, blood streaming from a cut on his forehead. When you returned, the victim was already dead, yes. I'll admit, I was a little startled when I walked in. Little. He was bleeding from his forehead after all. Guess I'd be startled too if I walked in on a scene like that. That's when I made another phone call to defense attorney Gavin. Could you explain why you called Mr. Gavin? I'd obviously gotten involved in a rather sticky affair. I figured Kristoff's law offices would give me a friend rate for my defense fees. Glad to hear you intend to pay. Oh, I'll pay in full, Kristoff. It was I who got you involved, after all. You may find the price of your defense quite high, my good friend. Quite high.
Wait, you get paid?
Is this the truth that Mr. Wright was talking about? Justice, you know what you have to do. He's lying. Expose him. Now. Yes, sir. I have to think. What's Mr. Wright trying to tell me with this testimony? The truth has to be there somewhere.
The bottle isn't the murder weapon. The bottle we have isn't the murder weapon. It's not the murder weapon, because there's no card in here. There's 0 card. What are you talking about? It is completely empty.
Mr. Wright, if I may.
Yes.
I've examined the bottle and I don't see any card in here.
No.
What, Mr. Wright? Surely... ... isn't all you have to say for yourself.
I can't say that I know what happened to the card. I did put it in that bottle, however.
Huh? Perhaps a 5th person came and took it out, or a 6th person could have helped. Mr. Gavin, Mr. Wright is your client.
My apologies, Your Honor.
I won't have you disappearing our investigation either. We looked inside that bottle. There was nothing.
So what's going on? Is Mr. Wright hoodwinking us again? Or did the card just disappear? In any case, please continue the cross-examination. I'm afraid decisive contradictions call for decisive evidence. Oh! Push him harder, Justice. Break him. It's just you and the witness in the ring. Go for the KO. Why do I get the feeling we're not on the client's side anymore?
It doesn't look like a cut. There it is.
Mr. Wright, if I may.
Yes.
Take a look at this photograph at the crime scene. See the victim here? He's wearing a hat. I wouldn't think he could. See blood on his forehead.
Good point.
Justice. Next time you point out an inconsistency, put a little more oomph into it. Mr. Wright, can you explain this to the court?
I forgot to mention something. I was the one who put that hat on his head.
Eh? You?
You put the hat on the dead man's head.
He wore it through our entire poker game. After calling the police when I returned to the scene, his head was in full view, shining bright, just like in this photograph. And I picked his hat off the ground and put it on his head.
What? Why'd you do a thing like that?
All I can say is, I'm sorry, but that's the only thing I touched at the crime scene.
So, Miss Orley didn't see it? It being the victim's, his head?
I think not. She was out cold. I believe I was the only one who witnessed his head.
Here we go again. Mr. Gavin?
Pardon.
It just seems that our client is determined to lie his way through this case. Hey, he's still our client, isn't he?
I believe that's enough of that.
Mr. Gavin? This witness's testimony is more like a travesty. It's riddled with lies. I'm beginning to see how you came to lose your attorney's badge 7 years ago.
Well, you certainly have a unique way of treating your clients, Kristoff. I never knew.
I believe it was you who threw the first stone. Mr. Wright, if you intend to ever tell the truth about this case, it's now or never.
Don't be misled. I haven't told a single lie here. Eh? When I noticed the trap, I put the card in the bottle to dispose of it. And when I put the hat on the victim's head, let's just say I had a reason for doing that as well.
Oh, reason?
That reason was right here.
Your cell phone?
That night, recall that I spoke with defense attorney Gavin after calling the police, just in case I recorded our conversation.
What's this?
Now that we're all here, I see no reason why I shouldn't play it back to the court. Kristoff,
I seem to be in a bit of trouble. What's this? Game not going well. Something like that. And that gentleman who challenged you, and turned out to be good? He turned out to be dead. Someone hit him. Hard. You mean someone cracked that flawless bone china plate? It wasn't you, was it? Me? Please. The cops should be here any minute. I'm in your hands. Should come to that. Bone china plates. A kind of porcelain. Very smooth and shiny. And not plate, but pate. I believe he was referring to a certain gentleman's balding forehead. The court appreciates the defendant's discretion in not indicating my forehead. Wait a second. Something that is not right about the phone call. So, after Mr. Gavin ate dinner with you, he left the Borscht Bowl Club. Most certainly. Then how did he know? When did he see this bone china pate? Oh, that's right. Yes. And that's when I began to see my good old friend in a different light. Trouble. I returned to the crime scene. When I spotted Mr. Smith's head again, I realized exactly what was wrong. Well, Mr. Gavin, the stage has been set. Perhaps you would like to explain this to the court. Exactly how did you come by your privileged knowledge of the victim's head? So, this is your reason. The reason why you put the victim's hat back on. Your point, Mr. Gavin. It's come down to this, has it? Phoenix, right? Order. I will have order. Mr. Payne.
Yes, Your Honor?
I believe this court has been left with no other choice. Are you prepared to hear defense attorney Gavin's testimony?
Well, as the prosecutor,
Very well. We'll break for 10 minutes, after which Mr. Gavin will take the stand for cross-examination. Are we all clear on that? Crystal clear, Your Honor.
I don't think he has much of a role to begin with.
Very well. This will be the final recess for the day.
He's essentially just a placeholder until we get the real freaking prosecutor.
April 20th, 2:32 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 3. Mr. Gavin and Mr. Wright are both in the judge's chamber. Would have thought today we'd turn out like this.
May I? Oh, you're his daughter!
Huh? What?
Hello, sir. Please, pick a card.
What's all this about?
Is this one okay?
Excellent. I have a message for you. The last hand is about to be played. You'll need a trump card to make it.
A trump card?
The card you have chosen is magical. Use it wisely, and the game is yours. That's all.
An ace. Where do I remember that card from?
Mr. Smith's hand was 3 aces. Mr. Wright's 2. It is 5 aces in all. It is true. I have seen it. The 5th ace. There was cheating, I swear to you.
The missing 5th ace. Wait, that blotch of red. Is this blood?
You have your trump card. Now it's up to you to cut the deck and draw the truth.
Okay, Miss Magician. You're Phoenix's daughter, right?
My father's fate isn't in your hands. I know you can do it.
Oh, he had a kid with Iris. Right? Because she looks somewhat like Iris. I mean, body type, definitely Iris. Okay, bye.
This bloodstained card. It's my trump card for finding the truth? I fell deep into thought as my mind raced to understand what this all meant. That girl. I'd seen her recently. But where? That's when I made the connection. I'm wearing pink in there. Bloody ace added to the court record. April 20th, 2:45 p.m. District Court, Courtroom Number 2. court will now reconvene. Defense Attorney Christoph Gavin, will you please take the stand?
Hello. How are you?
Now then, if you would, Mr. Payne.
Yes, Your Honor. Well, the witness state his name and occupation.
You know you're the most forgettable character of this entire game. I forget you exist. Especially when the actual attorneys, freaking prosecutors show up. I wonder what the prosecutor is gonna be like. Probably gonna be him in the next trial. Is this farce necessary, Your Honor? Believe me, far stranger things have gone on in this courtroom.
Fine. I'll play along.
There was this one lady with an onigiri on her head that kept feeding me strange lunchboxes. Then another that was possessed. And I watched the ghost leave her body in a terrible, frightful scream. First, there's one thing we need to have made clear. How did you know about the secret beneath the victim's hat?
By secret, I'm guessing he means the fact that Mr. Smith was bald. Forgive my curiosity, but what is it about this fellow's head? Your Honor seems to have an inordinate interest in it.
Ha! Why are you over here, Phoenix? When did you get in the box? Phoenix! Phoenix, we have no chips for you! You can go find munchies somewhere else! Phoenix! How did you get in here? When did you get in here?
I wouldn't call it inordinate, Mr. Gavin. Mr. Wright!
What do you think you're doing, right?
Well, they sure look different from the other side. You know what I mean, Apollo? Speaking of looking from the other side, let's consider something for a second. A tennis ball across the courthouse. The victim wore that hat all night, never once taken it off, except for that one time. That one time, being the instant he was hit. Oh! When Mr. Wright returned from reporting the crime, the hat was lying on the floor. Mr. Wright picked it up and placed it on the victim's head. In other words, in order to have seen Mr. Smith's bald head, you would have been there in the hideout at the time of the crime. In other words, I must be the real killer, is what you're trying to say. Not bad, Apollo.
Mr. Gavin, I'm afraid that I haven't been entirely honest with the court.
What?
Oh, I assure you, I had the noblest of intentions. I did it all to protect my client, Mr. Wright. Yet, I'm afraid in the current situation, I see little reason to hide anything. Very well, allow me to tell you the truth of what happened that night.
Finally, may begin your testimony.
You really think he's gonna tell the truth? You really think that after everything that's happened in this courtroom that you've experienced with Phoenix alone, you really think he's gonna tell the truth?
Tell us, how were you involved in the events of that fateful night?
Witness testimony. Fateful night. The rage I sensed in that man the night troubled me. So I returned to the club. I went down to the basement and peeked in through the little window to the hideout. It must have been right after the murder took place. The victim was dead, as he appears in the photo. A bald head as an unconscious girl, and Wright holding a bottle in his hand. I sensed that was not the best place for me to be at the time, so I left. And that's when the call came from Wright. Did he tilt his head back just slightly?
So, you witnessed the murder.
For better or worse, I missed the actual moment of the deed. Mr. Gavin, may I remind you that you are Mr. Wright's defense team. Your testimony is clearly disadvantageous to your client. What else could I say? I'm standing on the witness stand after all. So you are, Mr. Gavin. And you had to testify as just did. You had to tell them what you saw, the scene of the crime through that little window. Mr. Wright? You had to say that, because that was the only portable window of opportunity. Right, Apollo? Oh.
Mr. Wright, the defense should do the cross-examination, not the defendant.
Let me look at the court record. Okay, I don't... Okay, I thought I had a layout, but I don't. Space for details. Oh! Okay, that's just another way to get into it.
Mr. Justice, are you prepared?
Yes, Your Honor. I can't believe I'm going up against Mr. Gavin. This trial is getting weirder and weirder. Curiouser and curiouser. Mr. Treasure Cat. I'm just curious. Just curious. Tilts his head back right there. Tilts it back down. Tilts it up. Tilts it down. I think when he tilts his head back, that's during the contradictions. His lies. The tilting head is when he's lying. That's his tell. And then it's smirk on his face. Yeah, because it's different from all the other statements. Interesting. Okay. I'm not sure if that truly is his tell, but we'll find out. That man. You mean Mr. Smith? He was different from the other customers. His aura, shall we say. I knew he was a serious poker player. There was more than that.
So then you knew the true nature of your client's job.
Of course. But I also knew he was engaged in gambling, which would be illegal. Well, it makes sense that he'd know. They were friends after all. Worried for my friend, I returned to the club. You see, I feared this Mr. Smith might be someone coming to sell an old score.
I see. What happened then?
The little window. You mean the one used to keep watch up the stairs? The policeman had the body.
Yes, a relic of the ancient past. The black marketers used it, I believe.
Why did you go through the trouble of peeking in through the window? Wouldn't it have been easier to just open the door and go into the room?
I didn't want to upset Wright, you see.
Upset Mr. Wright?
Yes. What if my fears had been unfounded? I'd be walking in on their match. Bad form, to say the least.
So far, everything he's saying makes sense.
It must have been right after the murder took place.
How do you know it was right after the murder?
Really? No need to shout, Justice. Heck. I was just getting to that part of my testimony. Ah, there he is. The coolest defense in the West, we know and love. Even when you're standing up there on the witness stand. Some things never change. I was afraid you'd change too, right? But you haven't. You and that overbearing personality of yours.
With friends like these, who needs enemies?
And the victim was dead, and as he appears in the photo.
By photo, you mean the second photograph of the crime scene?
Precisely. You see, he wasn't wearing his hat then. I saw his head when he was dead.
And then Mr. Wright came along and replaced his hat.
Can you describe the scene of the crime for us?
A bald head, an unconscious girl, and Wright holding a bottle in his hand.
You wouldn't have seen all that from that window. Those were the only three at the scene of the crime?
Yes, as far as I saw, at least.
Then we're back where we started. The killer was the defendant, Phoenix Wright. Who else could it have been? But why didn't you talk to the police?
2 reasons. First, I didn't actually witness the very moment of the crime. Second, my office was asked to defend Wright. Even after seeing what I had seen, I couldn't abandon my friend.
There must have been someone else there at the moment of the crime.
Justice. I just said I saw no one, not a soul. But that goes against what Mr. Wright said. Yes, this mysterious fourth person. Who would conveniently be the real killer, I suppose. Glad to see we agree, Mr. Gavin. Let me pose a question then. Tell me, what possible reason did the real killer have to swap cards in the victim's head? Perhaps you can show us a reason why such a thing would be necessary. How can I show something I can't find myself? Remember, Apollo, the card was swapped out was the fifth ace. The fifth ace, right. Well, Mr. Justice, the question of why the killer would swap out a card has been raised. Can you point to a reason? It's now or never. The defense would like to present evidence to the court. Evidence showing the reason why the card was swapped out. Then go ahead and point out your reason, Mr. Justice. Why did the killer take the fifth ace? Because there's blood on it. My reason is, this.
Is that an ace?
Why? Why? It's got blood on it. Right next to the spade. What?
This is insane. Why wasn't I told about this? Why?
Could this be the missing fifth ace? Inconceivable. How could you? What are you doing with that card? Well, that's the thing. Why is Mr. Gavin so upset? It's just a fishy card from some fishy girl. Oh, that card. It's mine. That is. I picked it up at the Borscht Bowl Club the night after the murder had occurred. I gave it to my daughter. Cards are her stock in trade, after all. No. Impossible. Unacceptable. The court can't accept this evidence. It's a fraud. A fraud? How can you be so sure? What? I would think that the only person who could claim it was a fraud would be the one who took the real card from the crime scene. The killer. The real killer. Allow me to elaborate. What if this trace of blood was the reason?
The reason for
For the killer to take the card from the scene of the crime. Where are you going with this? Take another look at the photo and at the victim's head. At the moment the crime, his hat fell to the floor. A trickle of blood ran from his forehead down to the back of his head. Couldn't a drop of that blood have fallen on one of the cards? I suppose. The killer then took the card to hide the blood. Regardless, that evidence is non-permissible. Oh? Right. Regardless of how you wasted the last 7 years, you used to be a lawyer. You know what a serious crime it is to conceal evidence. Oh, we can discuss the finer points of our legal system later. What's important now is I've answered your question. What are you talking about? You wanted to know why the killer would have taken a card from the crime scene. And now, I've told you.
Phoenix, that's right, Phoenix, wait, you're not the main character anymore. Why have you taken it over?
Not one drop of blood would have been decisive evidence, you see. This is baseless conjecture. Baseless! I objected.
No, I didn't object. You objected. You're not supposed to object. I'm the defense attorney. You stopped being a defense attorney 7 years ago.
Oh, I assure you, it is quite based. What? It's amazing, really, how a single drop of blood on a single card can lead us to the truth. It's quite simple. Well, Apollo? Yes? Try picturing the scene of the crime. In your head.
What?
Ha! Okay. Okay, I have become a poly person.
The murder took place in the hideout. The body of the luckless victim was found at the poker table before the killer swapped the card out. There was a single card with a drop of blood on it in the victim's hand. Given this, there's one decisive problem with the scene. Well, what is it? Let's keep it simple, shall we? Given that there was a drop of blood on the card. Whose possession in this diagram doesn't fit. The victims, the killers, the witnesses, the second witness. Whose position doesn't fit? The killer, honestly. And also the victim. How did I get on it? How did I get on it if it's on the table? Well, wasn't it the victim's position that's the problem? I don't follow your logic here, Mr. Justice. Well, look, the victim was struck on the head, sending him back in his chair. You'd think the blood would fall behind the body, not onto the table in front of him. Huh. Take a look at the photo again. If he bled in this position, the blood would fall on the floor, not on the cards. Why, that's right. So what does this mean? Incidentally, we were sitting in swivel chairs. Swivel chairs? Oh man. Apollo, try turning the chair around.
What? Huh? What is this? I'm turning into a bully person again! Okay, police,
Space to... What? Recreate scene? How? Am I grabbing? Am I pointing? Am I...
Huh?
Oh. The chair was facing the other way. It would have to be. So we have to assume that at the time of the murder, the victim's chair was facing away from the table. At this random wardrobe. Then Mr. Wright returned from informing the police which way was the chair facing. When I came back to the room, the body was facing as seen in this photo. That would mean the killer turned the chair back around. Let's take the next step. Look at the diagram once more. We now know the victim was facing away from the table at the time of the murder. But this creates another significant contradiction.
Again?
Let's test your reasoning skills again, shall we? Apollo, whose location on this diagram contradicts our new understanding of the crime? The victims, the killers, the witnesses, the second witness. Whose location creates a contradiction if the victim was facing away? The killer, honestly. Well, also his... Let's do the killer. The victim was struck from the front, correct? Indeed. Well, wouldn't it be hard for the killer to hit him from the front? Sitting where his indicator currently is? I would think it was quite hard, yes.
Yes, but what you're saying makes no sense. Why would the victim suddenly turn to face the wall in the middle of a game?
I believe a sufficient reason will soon come to light.
Well, what?
There's something in this diagram that makes far less sense, actually. Look again at the diagram. Apollo, the victim was struck while he was sitting as shown here. Where would his assailant be standing? Try marking it on the diagram. What? But... There's no room to put a mark where the killer should be. Don't worry. Let's think it through and see what we find. We know the victim was facing toward the wall at the time of the crime. There's only one thing we know for sure. Try to forget about everything else. Okay. Let me save really quick because I feel like I'm gonna mess this up.
You get used to not using that.
Not using freaking arrow keys anymore. Where would the killer have to be standing to strike her victim from the front? About here or right here? Well, I guess the killer would have to be, here? Anything to say, Miss Justice? Sorry. A little late for that, I'm afraid. Penalty. Come on, give me a little hint. Try not to overthink things, Apollo. What does your instinct tell you? You know the victim was facing toward the wall at the time of the crime. It's the only thing we know for sure. Try to forget about everything else. The killer have to be standing to strike her victim.
Okay, how about here? What am I missing? What am I missing?
If that's the case, then he was standing here. How about that? Is me losing health slowly getting louder?
Okay, how about here?
Does this have to be exact? What the heck is this? Like right on top of him? Like on the on the victim? And I died. I thought crazy. On top of the victim.
That's enough. I see no need to further prolong this trial. The defense's case is insufficient to overturn the prosecution's claims. This court finds the defendant Phoenix right.
Dang it.
Yes. Oh, it's a good thing I saved beforehand. The defendant will surrender himself to the court's care to undergo a regular trial at the High Court within a month's time. Court is adjourned.
You brought the killer back next to me! Wait a second! I was close?
What? Try from the scene.
Oh! Oh, that's helpful! Okay!
They probably got complaints or something. On the table?
I no! I refuse to be permanently fired, please!
What about here? Right here. Right here.
What about between the victim's legs? You said I was close on his body, so what about his legs?
Unless he's in the wall.
Oh! The killer had to be standing, well, here.
You get points for flair, but that's about all you get.
Heck, I was onto something there too.
I hardly need to point out that standing there would be impossible. The victim is facing a solid cupboard. Or are you claiming the killer climbed the cupboard and hit him from above?
It's simple logic, really. If this was the only place the killer could have been standing, then that means that at that very moment of the crime... Wait, I know. The moment of the crime, the cupboard, wasn't there. What's this now? I mean, that's the only explanation. Right, Mr. Gavin? Your Honor, I have a suggestion for the defense. We should arrange to examine the cupboard in the hideout immediately. Bailiff, send a team to the crime scene immediately. Have them try to move the cupboard. Your Honor. Your Honor? What? There's one more thing your men should look for. Please give them this. This to the bailiff. Yes, I see. You do belong in the courtroom after all, Mr. Wright. I do my best. What the notes say? Let's forge ahead here while we wait. Look in the diagram once again. It's been changed. The killer was standing here at the time of the crime, and this cupboard wasn't there, which means... Apollo, try moving the cupboard.
Oh, I'm doing this. Why am I?
I'm using my mental powers. Thank you. As you can see, the cupboard was the problem. At the time of the murder, it has to have been as shown here. Now, everything is in place to reconstruct the moment of the crime. Oh my. What's this? What is it now? Look at the diagram of the crime scene once more. It appears we found yet another contradiction. What I believe to be the final contradiction, in fact. Huh? Oh, dang! Notice something, Apollo? The line of deduction is rapidly approaching its logical conclusion. Now then, Mr. Justice, please point to the new contradicting indicator. Is it the victim, the killer, the witness, the second witness? Which indicator in this diagram contradicts what we know about the crime? About him witnessing everything from the window, considering it's covered. About this cupboard. Are we all okay with assuming it was moved? Sure, why not? Well, if it was, something really doesn't fit. The cupboard would have completely covered up the window to the stairs. Huh. That's right. Someone standing outside wouldn't be able to see in. Someone like Mr. Gavin. What? What did you say? Oh, is the coolest defense in the West losing his cool? Don't expect me to play along with your little game, right? It's only a game until someone gets killed, Mr. Gavin. And someone was, while the window to the room was blocked by a cupboard. So, Mr. Gavin, perhaps you'd like to explain to the court. Exactly. Where did you witness the crime scene from? Excuse me, Your Honor. Order. This is a court of law, and I will have order. We just now received word from our investigative team at the Borscht Bowl Club. They examined the cupboard in the hideout, Your Honor. Oh, and what did they find? Well, Your Honor, it turns out there's a secret passage behind it. What? It's a secret passage? Ah, yes. I believe I mentioned something of the sort before. This is one of the tricks in the room many of our regulars know about. I do remember him saying something about that, now that he mentions it. A secret passage is a handy thing to have when we're engaged in illegal going-ons. Never know when you might need to duck away from the eyes of the law. So the room has a secret passage. Where does it go? On the other side connects to the restaurant above. The underworld bosses could get away from the cops. Enjoy a cold bowl of borscht, no doubt. Just like our killer. You see, when our line of simple deductive reasoning has led us, Apollo, I see it. I don't believe it. That girl wasn't kidding when she said I needed this trump card for the last hand. At the time of the murder, the window was blocked and the victim's hat was only off his head for a few minutes between Mr. Smith's murder and Mr. Wright's return from calling the cops. In other words, the only place anyone could have seen the victim's bald head was from inside the hideout. Well, Mr. Gavin? Come on, say something. Dare I ask what really happened that night? Actually, I think we can probably figure out ourselves at this point. That night, for whatever reason, the killer had a date with Mr. Smith. A date with destiny. There he crouched, hidden in the secret passageway behind the cupboard, holding his breath, waiting for just the right moment. When the chance came, and he took it. Ah! Look! Why did you do that? Wait here, I'll go get help. Olga, Orley was out cold, struck by Mr. Smith. But his time was soon to come. Mr. Wright went upstairs to call the cops, leaving Mr. Shady Smith alone in the hideout with the unconscious dealer. Then our killer stepped out from the secret passage and into the hideout. The victim must have heard the cupboard sliding aside. He wheeled his chair around to look in. After the deed was done, the criminal must have seen the blood on the card. He would have, of course, realized that the need to destroy the evidence. That single spot of blood told the whole story of the crime. Too bad for him, he didn't linger any longer in the hideout that night. If he had, he might have noticed the cards on the floor. The fact that they were all red. Nick. Well, it seems this trial is taking yet another turn. I'm truly sorry I had to see this day come, Mr. Gavin. Mr. Gavin? Mr. Payne?
Yes, Your Honor?
The prosecution will continue its investigation. As for Mr. Phoenix Wright, the defendant, he's hereby cleared of all suspicion.
Quack!
Believe me when I say that I don't believe this is happening, Mr. Gavin. But I'm afraid circumstances call for me to issue a warrant for your arrest. Immediately.
Who's objecting? You? Why?
Oh, no need to apologize. I rather enjoyed myself. It's not every day you get to witness the legendary attorney's dirty tactics firsthand. Your point, Mr. Gavin. Frankly, Your Honor, I'm shocked that a person of your caliber will be taken in by such a low-grade parlor trick. Excuse me. The defendant is cleared of all suspicion? This is hardly the time for jokes, Your Honor. Mr. Wright hasn't proven anyone's guilt or innocence here. What he has done is use illegal evidence to put the blame on someone else. Not just anyone else, but me, his own defense attorney. Legal evidence. Let me ask you, Mr. Gavin, is there still any reason at present to suspect me of wrongdoing? Of course. This bottle, for instance. The bottle of grape juice Mr. Wright was drinking. How do you intend to explain the fingerprints? Explain away the fingerprints on the murder weapon, and not just any fingerprints. Am I right, Mr. Payne?
Actually, yes. The fingerprints on the bottle were, upside down.
I seem to recall this being an issue earlier. The court, in this case, demand an explanation. I can think of only one reason why you would hold the bottle upside down. And that's to hit someone over the head with the bottom of the bottle. Well, Your Honor? See how the caught fish squirms to the last. Well, Apollo?
Yes?
Your boss seems awfully concerned about the bottle still. I'm sure you can come up with a suitable explanation. Just like that.
Yeah. Just like what? Why would anyone grab a bottle upside down other than to drink from it? To get something out?
Don't let him trick you into thinking his explanation is the only legitimate one.
Is there really another?
Take another look at the court record. I believe you'll find a simple answer there, in plain sight.
How about you say the answer in plain words?
It would be hasty to deliver the verdict with unanswered questions indeed.
What are you talking about in plain sight? What plain sight? What is in plain sight? There's nothing. It's empty. I'm drinking it. It's been drank. That's all that happened. There's no card in here or anything. I've looked multiple times. This is in the lid.
Well, Mr. Justice, Mr. Gavin said that the court in this case demand an explanation.
Don't worry. Justice won't leave until justice is done.
Perhaps the defense would care to enlighten the court. What evidence do you have to explain why the fingerprints were upside down?
Let's try this one. Okay, I was wrong.
Now seems like the perfect time for a penalty.
What do they expect? I have no idea how to explain it.
You're thinking too hard, Apollo. The answer's right in front of you. Just reach down and pick it up. Try picturing situations in which
I grab a bottle upside down.
Like if he's picking it up from a crate? It's actually easier to show you than explain, Your Honor.
Place that bottle on the floor next to your chair.
Excuse me. On the floor?
Yes. Now reach down and pick it up without getting out of your chair. See? You naturally go to pick up the ball by its neck. With your fingers upside down. Look at this photograph taken on the night of the murder. The defendant, Mr. Wright, sat here, playing piano, bottles of grape juice on the floor to the side of the piano bench. He would have naturally picked up the balls upside down several times.
Wow. I can't believe it was that simple. We'll call our dinner that evening, Christoph. I was drinking my usual juice then, too.
Basically, he used the bottle on the table to do the deed.
But then you must have remembered. So you went and picked up one of the bottles from under the piano. And you switched the bottles. You took one of Mr. Wright's bottles. It made it look like the murder weapon. Order. Order. Order! What do you have to say to these charges, Mr. Gavin? Fascinating. So this is the legendary attorney's famed tactic of misdirection. What? You claim that I switched the bottle. Where is your proof? Proof! Well, that's, as I thought, more baseless conjecture. I'm afraid your bottle of proof is quite empty. I wouldn't be so sure about that. Your Honor, when you initiated the investigation at the hideout earlier, do you recall I requested an additional investigation? Ah, yes! I have your memo about that here. Retrieve the bottles from under the piano at the Borscht Bullet Club. And here's one of the bottles in question. What are you going to dust that for fingerprints too? I would be surprised if any were on that but his. Mr. Gavin's probably wouldn't make such a novice mistake true. That bottle won't bear a trace of anything. Say, Apollo. Yes? Why don't you go ahead and examine that bottle? But why? Just humor me. Mr. Wright, that bottle will solve this case once and for all. What? That same bottle.
Oh, I can see it. It's a... Jay, I wonder what's in the bottle. Jay, what could it be? What could it be? Oh, what could it be? It's clearly not this crumpled up 5 of hearts. That was this missing card this entire time. Gee, I wonder what's in the bottle. I wonder what will end all of this. Oh, look at this. It's evidence.
This is so stupid. There's something inside the bottle. How did you get that out? Do I have tweezers or something just on me? What's this? A card. Can't be. Recall the unpleasant woman's testimony for a moment. Miss Olga Orley? Yes. I'm little swindling. Devolchka. That night, I planned the card like I was supposed to. And Wright lost the first hand just like he was supposed to. Then Smith searched him, but the planted card was gone. The trap failed. Wait, this isn't... You're telling me that this is the planted card you disposed of? The one you mentioned in this piece of testimony. I happened to put my hand in my pocket and found a card. Yes, I snuck a peek at it and found it was the 5 of hearts. I had a feeling something might happen, so I disposed of the card. Before the game. Disposed? Where? There was an empty bottle of grape juice I had been drinking right beside me. I threw the card inside the bottle. The 5 of hearts. This is the card. The balls were swapped. And the only one who could have done that was the 4th person in the club that night. You, Mr. Christoph Gavin. Were you just slapped? What's happening? The lobster! It's back! Your rage had made the lobster fly! I forgot about the lobster! That is all. Is this your idea of revenge, Phoenix Wright? Revenge? Revenge for the events that took away your attorney's badge 7 years ago. My past is like my logic, straight and true. Nothing's changed. All I did was point the finger at justice in the proper direction. My own finger. Okay. Fine. I'm glad we could have had this little tete-a-tete. Tete-a-tete? Right. What?
This is insane. What about me? Don't I gotta prosecute anyone?
No. You can go cut your hair.
I believe this time we finally come to the end of our trial. Mr. Payne, do you have a report for us on Christoph Gavin?
He's admitted everything. We're processing his arrest now.
I see. Still, one has to wonder why he would do such a thing. He didn't even have a connection to the victim, did he?
None that we know of.
Mr. Wright, have you anything to add?
I'm afraid I can't shed any more light on the matter.
What about this victim, Mr. Shady Smith? His occupation was listed as traveler, not profession, to be sure. That's all we know about him.
I'll arrange a follow-up investigation, Your Honor.
Good. Good. Mr. Wright?
Yes.
7 years. You still haven't lost your touch.
Christoph Gavin was a man with much significance for me, both as a friend and a lawyer.
He was extremely talented, to be sure.
I needed two things before I could confront him. The first was a place where no injustice would be tolerated. This courtroom. The second was a man who would tolerate no injustice. In other words, a defense attorney. You, apollojustice.
Me.
This is a dark time for our legal system. A twisting of justice brought on by our very own initial trial system. We had to set it right. Mr. Wright. Our work lies ahead of us, and I, for one, am looking forward to it.
Well, this seems like a good time to announce a verdict. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
Not guilty.
Wait, is Gumshoe here? Does he have the confetti? I just realized.
Court is adjourned.
Do we get to see Gumshoe? 7 years later, Gumshoe?
April 20th, 4:28 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Thanks, Apollo. You came through, just like I thought you would. I'm pretty sure I didn't do a thing in there. It was you who cornered the killer. I couldn't have done it by myself. You sensed it too today, didn't you? Your ability.
The vampirism? My vampire abilities?
Ability. Yes. Sensitivity I lack. You'll come to understand it soon enough. Wait, I wonder if he means... I have one question for the witness then. You say you saw the moment the defendant hit the victim. Is this true?
Oh, of course it's true.
What's this weird vibe I'm getting? What was that, Mr. Wright? You'll have to find the answer to that question yourself. The answer. Right. Today was full of questions without answers. Most of them about Mr. Gavin. What possible reason could he have had to commit murder? Perhaps you'll learn that in the days to come.
Huh? Wait, you don't know, do you?
This locket is the key.
Huh?
Oh, that reminds me. I met the girl whose picture is in your locket. Your daughter, right? That's right. She's my daughter. No, you were right about this locket. Eh? I took this off his neck the night he died. Looks like our dear Russian scam artist saw me. So the truth is, this locket really did belong to him.
Wait, but that's perjury! You testified! You said that locket was yours!
I said no such thing, actually.
Huh?
I merely said that it was a locket with my daughter's picture inside. It's all distinction, but distinction nonetheless. It's the truth.
Wait, but then why? Why was the victim wearing a locket with a picture of your daughter inside it?
Sometimes the straightest path to the truth isn't the best one. Give it time. You're still just getting started with your career. Speaking of which, I may be out of a job. I work for Gavin Law Offices after all.
Did you just put a picture of your daughter over top of the picture of whatever's actually in that locket?
I still can't believe I just saw Mr. Gavin get led away in handcuffs.
Apollo. Yes? How about coming to work for me?
You mean at the Writing Co. law offices? He doesn't. We're talking about work there. They literally said he was just a professional poker player for freaking 7 years.
I mean, there's not a single attorney in my generation that doesn't know it. Can't imagine that to be true, but... Wait, but you're not a... Oh, I turned in my badge, yes. I'm not an attorney anymore. That incident 7 years ago.
What incident? What is this incident?
Legendary trial.
What trial?
At the middle of it all was one man. Phoenix Wright. The case reached its sad conclusion. He had left law for good.
What case?
Guess I'm gonna learn later. Have you ever thought about coming back to the courts? I'm not qualified to stand in a court of law, I'm afraid. Didn't you notice in today's trial? It was a single piece of forged evidence. Forged evidence? What are you talking about? Talking about evidence that shouldn't have existed. A naughty magician's trick. One piece of evidence struck me as odd, it's true. It just seemed, well, too perfect. I'll bet this was the forged evidence.
The freaking card your daughter gave me. Of course it's forged.
You mean this, don't you? I got this from your daughter, Mr. Wright. Yes, that card can have been found at the crime scene. Why? Because the killer took it with him when he left. Leaving the wrong card in its place. Luckily for us. The court can accept this evidence. It's a fraud. A fraud? How can you be so sure? I would think the person who could claim it was a fraud would be the one who took the real card from the crime scene. The real killer. My verdict was already handed down 7 years ago. Then, you really... Yes, I forged this card. One look at the crime scene should have told you it wasn't real.
But you can't do something like that and call yourself an attorney.
Who's calling themselves an attorney, Apollo? So it's true. The rumor is true. 7 years ago.
7 years ago? What? What?
None of that matters much now, does it?
What happened 7 years ago? Stop! Did you just smack him? Did I just smack him? Did I just smack you?
I punched him. Okay, I did. It's your story from here on out, Apollo. Perhaps I can help you turn the next page. My office is address. Drop in if you like. Mr. Wright. Oh, about your uppercut. Try yelling, "Take that," next time. I find it packs a little more punch. And Apollo, thanks for today. I had a good time.
Bye. Goodbye. Why do you keep hinting to an incident 7 years ago, but you don't tell me anything about it?
With that, Mr. Wright walked out the door. And that's my first. Trial ended. A lot of mysteries went unsolved. And, at the time, I had no idea they were all related. Every mystery that day, connected by a single thread of logic. Phoenix Wright's thread? I'll find that out soon enough. My name is Apollojustice, attorney at law. This is how my story begins. End. I'm covering the end. Oh, turnabout Trump. For completion of episode 1 of Apollojustice. Okay. Wait a second. I'm gonna stop looking at that because apparently that holds spoilers, but still. And also I saw a little bit of the trailer thing and after finishing that case and I kind of put something together. I think that prosecutor might be the son of Gavin.